The involution ended later than usual. Garp and Sengoku are having so much fun, they would rather be outside than go home and study. Those things are so hard, I feel sleepy every time I listen to them. The two met, looked at each other, and expressed their thoughts on each other. The two of them didn't speak, so as not to be overheard by their father and be beaten again. Xiaohei didn't know the hardships involved, so she worked hard to complete the task and climbed to the top of the mountain. Then, 3 people stood on the top of the mountain. Chen Qingtian appeared behind them, suddenly, without any warning. It's all coming up, it's rare. Everyone is very enthusiastic today. Since this is the case, tonight, in order to welcome Xiaohei's arrival, we will survive in the wild tonight. The 3 of you are separated, don't even think about being together, if you meet later, it's not impossible. Go to one side, you choose. Garp knew his surroundings well, and he wasn't afraid of the forest at night. Shrugging his shoulders, he said indifferently, whatever, I can do it, it depends on how the 2 of them choose. You choose first, then leave it to me. I am the eldest brother, and I must shoulder the responsibility of the eldest brother. Sengoku and Xiaohei looked confused, they didn't expect it to be so soon. Especially Xiaohei, who just arrived, is going to make such a big deal. Xiaohei raised his hand and asked, Uncle, what does survival in the wild mean? Chen Qingtian explained in detail. It literally means that you need to stay in this forest for one night, and you can settle your dinner by yourself. Of course, you are also responsible for your own safety. Don't say I didn't remind you that the forest at night is very dangerous. Many beasts like to come out to hunt at night, if you are unlucky, hee. Night, forest, survival. 3 people cannot be together. It's just a start of a disaster. Xiaohei's face was pale. Uncle, can you delay for a few days? Chen Qingtian smiled and said, what do you think? Pointing to the cliff, he said to the 3 of them. Who goes down first? Just jump down, I'll take care of the rest. Xiaohei opened his mouth, and below was a bottomless abyss. The cliffs at night are scary and you can't see below. Compared with the daytime, I don't know how many times I am afraid. Xiaohei came up for the first time, and she was surrounded by infinite fear. Sengoku comforted. Xiaohei, it's okay, it looks tall, but it's actually not tall. Garp also said. That's right, Xiaohei, it's not scary at all down here. I have to jump at least 6 or 7 times a day, and it's very safe. Xiaohei thought about it, and she asked weakly. Did you jump from here, and then go back down to continue climbing? Sengoku and Garp nod. Xiaohei was speechless, how could he have such a hardcore way of going down the mountain? It's too scary. Uncle, jumping will kill you. Chen Qingtian smiled and mentioned Xiaohei, who was so frightened that his face paled. Uncle, put me down, I'm afraid. Uncle, wait a minute. No, uncle. Uncle, people, fly out. Chen Qingtian threw it to the farthest place for her. Not allowing her to choose, Chen Qingtian helped her choose. Seeing this, Garp was terrified. He memorized Xiaohei's position and jumped down by himself. I'll do it myself, without you. Father did it, he must be hanging. He didn't want to lose face. Garp jumps down. When it was Sengoku's turn, Sengoku hesitated for a moment, then jumped down. 3 people will experience a night in this forest. A miserable night. As for Chen Qingtian, it was to provoke. Increase the difficulty of the game for them. The Garp who landed immediately walked towards Xiaohei's direction and rushed over quickly. The same goes for Sengoku, and the 2 of them went to Xiaohei at the same time. They can guarantee their own safety, but Xiaohei can't. Garp will be there before I do. Sengoku thought as he ran. It's also my first time. I don't know the situation. I have to follow Garp. 3 together are better than 1. Gather first, then discuss what to do. As for Xiaohei, he was very scared. She hangs on a tree. The poor girl dared not go down. Below, there is a group of beasts with red eyes. Fortunately, they can't climb trees, otherwise, the little crane would be gone. The red eyes are quite scary. Xiaohei knew that they were a pack of wolves, they were staring at him, and would not leave for a short time. Xiaohei, hang on all the time, not daring to move. I'm waiting for Garp and Sengoku to arrive. During this time, I want to ensure my own safety. Damn it. Afraid. Xiaohei calmed down, she stared around, looking for a safe place. No, trees are the safest. She couldn't go anywhere else, and couldn't go down. The uncle is so nasty, he threw me before I was ready. Don't make me strong, otherwise, I will take revenge. Xiaohei complained to Chen Qingtian in his heart, it was too hateful. At least let her be mentally prepared to throw her suddenly, scaring her to death. How long until Garp and Sengoku arrive? After hanging for a quarter of an hour, no one was seen. The position she dropped was too far. Chen Qingtian did it on purpose. Waited another quarter of an hour. Someone is coming. Garp arrived first. Xiaohei, I'm here. Xiaohei shouted. Garp, I'm here. This shout is incredible. The branch behind Xiaohei swayed, and her body slid down. No, Garp, save me. The wolves below are ready, their mouths open, waiting for their prey to come down. Xiaohei was about to fall. Garp's figure flies past, across the forest. Holding Xiaohei's body, he landed on the branch. Bow your head. Staring at Xiaohei in his arms, Garp smirked and said, Xiaohei, are you okay? Xiaohei was frightened to death. She almost thought that she was here to explain. I'm fine, Garp, thank you. Garp put Xiaohei down, touched his head and said, it's okay, I should do it, as long as you're okay. Father is like that. Don't think about it, don't be afraid, and make a decision quickly, otherwise, he will make the decision for you. I don't know how many times I've been thrown. It's so rare for you to encounter this kind of opportunity the first time you come here. Before Xiaohei came, he hadn't tried this for a long time. Sengoku's first night was also a warm welcome. Who knew that Xiaohei was coming, and immediately changed the way of welcome? Xiaohei said angrily. I will definitely call back in the future, Garp nodded, me too, I can't be beaten in vain. When they become stronger in the future, they will be beaten back severely. The two waited for a while, and Sengoku arrived. 3 people, standing on a tree. Seeing the wolves howling underground, the eyes of the 3 of them flickered with hunger. Garp said to Sengoku, how about it? We can get 1 for each person, and we'll rely on them for dinner today. Sengoku shrugged. No problem, let's do it together, kill 1 first, and then get the second one. Do it 1 by 1, 2 people do it together, be safe. Do it. Dry them. 3 people, eating barbecue. In an open area, barbecue is easy to provoke wild animals. The 3 chose a good place where the fire they lit would frighten the beasts. Garp, your father is a pervert. Xiaohei couldn't help cursing. Sengoku nodded, agreeing with Xiaohei's statement. It's not how pervert can think of various ways to torture people, and his unpredictable personality is unpredictable. You don't know what he is thinking, and you can never figure out his thoughts. Both Sengoku and Xiaohei thought that Chen Qingtian would do this, but in the end, he chose the most unexpected approach. For example, Xiaohei this time, she is a girl, how could you do that? Garp shrugged. Just get used to it, I'm used to it. What a tragedy. How sad. Garp has experienced a lot, and he is bearish, and he is what his father says. I can't resist. What can I do? Xiaohei stood up and said, no, we have to resist. Sengoku followed. Resist violence, resist abuse. We have to stand up and not be shrinking turtles. Garp looked at them and said quietly, I advise you to give up this idea, otherwise. Garp pointed to the sky, winking at the 2. The 2 shrank their heads in fright. Sengoku asked weakly, Garp, you mean your father will watch us from above? Xiaohei stared at Garp, hoping for another answer. Sengoku, Xiaohei, don't say what you have to say, as long as we know it, let me tell you, my father is elusive, you don't know where he is at the moment, maybe it's nearby, maybe it's up there, maybe it's at home. It's also possible that he's doing things for us, he won't let us spend the night easily. My father is very insidious. Let me tell you, don't even try to fight him. We can't fight him. Garp wasn't thinking that much, at least not yet. Maybe a few years later, when his strength increases, he will dare to resist. Now, if you can't resist, it's better to wait for the opportunity with peace of mind. Xiaohei said. Your father doesn't look very strong, the 3 of us can't beat him. Sengoku also wanted to ask this question. Garp shook his head. Don't be fooled by his appearance, he is very strong, and my father is very strong. Let's not talk about the 3 of us, even the pirates from outside may not necessarily be my father's opponent. You don't know, Garp said what he saw that day, and now, there is no need to hide it. After listening, the 3 were silent, for a long time. Sengoku mustered up the courage to ask, are you sure it was your father who killed him? Garp nodded firmly. It's absolutely true, the smell of blood on my father's body can't be wrong. Xiaohei. Then how strong is uncle? Garp shook his head, he didn't know either. He was beaten all the time, but he didn't test out his father's strength. All he knew was that he couldn't be tough on his father now, he had to live well. Ah. Boom. Suddenly, the mountains and forests trembled, and all the beasts came out. The sleeping beast attacked them. Without further ado, Garp turned around and left. The two followed in a daze, they didn't understand. Garp doesn't have time to explain to them, just follow along. After a while, the place where they were just now was trampled by wild beasts, and there was no residue left. Sengoku was afraid to watch the beasts behind him, they were chasing them madly. This? Are you really here to trouble us? Xiaohei also felt strange. We didn't provoke them. Why did they trouble us? Beasts are weird, and unless they're hungry, generally don't make trouble. Unless someone troubles them. Garp smiled bitterly. You don't know my father, hey. It's all his fault. Definitely is. Garp can be 100% sure. Xiaohei and Sengoku looked at each other. Tonight is destined to be a sleepless night. The road to escape begins. Wherever the three of them went, beasts appeared. Be able to find them without error, and then fight. Midnight. The three of them were exhausted. They were full and wanted to lie down at this moment. After going through countless battles, each of them is going crazy. Sengoku complained. Can we give us a break? Xiaohei was too tired to speak. Garp touched his head. It's still early, don't take it lightly. Tonight, it is impossible to stop. Father is stingy, he must have heard that sentence. Otherwise, he would not be so ruthless. Come on, here we go again. Another wave of beasts. Hordes of beasts, either not coming, are coming. 3 people, surrounded. Damn it. Dry. The 3 of them attacked together, found a breakthrough, and rushed out. The road to escape continues. Chen Qingtian stood in the air, the pitch black night covering him. Bow your head and smile. 3 poor people, run, keep running. If I don't arrange presents for you tonight, my uncle will be in vain. Enjoy the care of uncle. Young man, you guys have to work hard. A few people, work hard. I believe that you in the future will thank me for what happened today. The treatment of the 3 people is different, especially Xiaohei, who is the weakest and needs special care. Little girls always want to trouble me. Uncle wants to tell you what it means to respect the old and love the young. Show them love and let them know that uncle's love doesn't come easily. One night, either on the run or on the way, no rest. The 3 of them were exhausted, trembling with exhaustion. Want to sit down, but dare not. There are endless methods, all kinds of beasts, walking on the ground, flying in the sky, swimming in the water, all kinds of beasts, and even weird and disgusting insects also appeared. Harass them, disgust them, all kinds of pranks. Xiaohei was tired, she had seen the love from uncle. Garp. How long will it be before dawn? Garp said bitterly, it's dawn, we are in more trouble. Sengoku turned his head. How? Garp said mercilessly. We still have to exercise, father will not let us go, you better pray for a rest, otherwise. Xiaohei and Sengoku were dumbfounded after hearing this. Xiaohei said loudly. No way, we won't be spared like this, and we won't be given any rest time. Does uncle want us to die? Sengoku. Yeah, we are human, we need to rest, how can he abuse children? Garp spread his hands. Don't look at me, I can't decide. Father is very crazy. Either he doesn't exercise, or he tortures us crazily. Didn't he ask you before? You said you are not afraid. Xiaohei retorted. I didn't expect it to be so crazy. Sengoku. Yeah, if I knew it was crazy, I shouldn't say that I want to take revenge on him. Xiaohei and Garp immediately said. You said it, it has nothing to do with us. Sengoku. Well, you 2 traitors stabbed me in the back. One night passed, and a miserable day came. The next day, start a new exercise. With no rest, no extra time to play, they are caught in an endless workout. Get up, exercise, exercise, sleep. Apart from exercising, the 2 hours of study at night is their only rest time. The stage Garp and Sengoku hate the most, they don't want to study, they want to play, under the oppression of their father, they sit down obediently and listen to Chen Qingtian's lecture. Rough, simple, and direct lectures, without giving them a chance to refute. If there is anything they don't know, just ask them directly. Chen Qingtian could explain to them, but after the explanation, the 2 of them still looked confused. Xiaohei is the one who likes class the most. Her comprehension ability and learning ability are the strongest among the 3, and she is also the one who loves learning knowledge the most. She is not as good as Sengoku and Garp in training, but in terms of studies, she is a perfect student. Followed by Sengoku, a man worthy of being the future marshal of the Marine. who overcame the discomfort in the early stage, and the later learning is trivial to him. Garp is the most uncomfortable. I first came into contact with learning, but I didn't expect that I was also at the end of the crane. When the assessment results came out, Garp was definitely the last one. Holding the test papers of 3 people, the month-long assessment has reached the final stage. Chen Qingtian gave them a test. Unexpectedly, Garp was unexpected. 35 points, Garp. How did you pass the test? You only gave me 35 points for the 100-point test paper, so it's not shameful. An unqualified son made Chen Qingtian lose face. How many times have I told him to study hard and listen to the class carefully? I said it in class, but Garp still doesn't. I said these questions in class. They are very simple. I can get 60 points with my eyes closed. How can you give me 35 points? Look at Xiaohei and Sengoku. They both learned later and their grades are better than yours. Sengoku scored 87 points and Xiaohei scored 95 points. Xiaohei is a good student, and his learning ability is very good. The results of the two of them were within Chen Qingtian's expectations, but Garp was the only one who failed. Chen Qingtian thought he was at least qualified, but the final score was hard to describe. Come on, tell me, how did you pass the exam? Garp took the test paper, looked at the big 35 points on it, and fell into deep thought. It's too embarrassing that I only have 35 points. He glanced at the scores of Sengoku and Xiaohei, and became more self-contained. I only have 35 points. Did you correct your mistake, father? Chen Qingtian's hands trembled angrily. Come on, see for yourself. 3 test papers are placed on the table for Garp to read. Garp carefully compared. Xiaohei and Sengoku stepped up, they knew their scores. Looking at Garp's score, the two laughed at the same time. Sengoku said, unqualified, Garp, did you fall asleep during the exam? Xiaohei also said, 35 points, I can score 80 points with my eyes closed, how did you pass the test? In the workout, Garp was ahead of them, taunting them both all the time. Now, the opportunity has come. It was a rare opportunity to taunt Garp. How could the two of them pass up? Sengoku mocked. Oh my god, I only got 87 points, which is so low. If I don't make mistakes in the last question, I can get full marks. Xiaohei followed suit and rolled up. That's right, I also have flaws. After a careful inspection, I can find the problem. Isn't 100 points trivial? Sengoku patted Garp on the shoulder. Do you want me to give you some points? It's okay. I have more. I can still pass if I give you 20 points. Xiaohei said boldly. I'll give you 30 points, take it. It was rare for the two to be bold, and they casually gave Garp 20 or 30 points. You can take whatever you want, we have plenty. Just pass the pass, more points, be regarded as sending beggars. Garp. Mistake, I didn't expect them to mock themselves here. Garp bows his head. Chen Qingtian shook his head and said, wait until you copy the test paper 10 times, and I will understand all the wrong questions. If you don't understand, don't even think about leaving. You two go to rest by yourself, you won't exercise today. Sengoku and Xiaohei nodded, and the two went to rest. After working out for a month, it's time to take a break. Too tired. Garp, on the other hand, was left behind. Learn, keep learning. Can't play, can't leave. His father stared at him, wrote wrong questions, and explained once, twice, and 3 times. Sengoku and Xiaohei came out to listen to the questions they had written wrongly. After copying, they went to play. After playing for half an hour, they came back, and Garp was still copying. That look is miserable. The two sat next to each other, staring at Garp. Garp was even more uncomfortable, he fidgeted. He just copied it the first time, and there are 9 more times. There are so many, I only discovered a lot after transcribing. He bowed his head and continued to copy. 2nd time. 3rd time. 9th time. It took him nearly 2 hours to finally transcribe the last time. Slowly, Chen Qingtian wanted to give him a stick. There are not many questions in the test paper, and Chen Qingtian didn't come up with difficult ones, and there were not many, just 10 easy questions. As for Garp, he has been fishing for a long time. Stop for the last time. Garp put down his pen when he heard that. His father really loved him. He was happy for less than half a second, and the next moment, he was stunned. You take the test yourself. The answers are taken away, and the blank paper is thrown to Garp, who retakes the test. At this moment, Garp was dumbfounded. The other two couldn't help laughing. How much they liked the way Uncle did things. Always unexpected. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. The two laughed. Garp bowed his head and smiled wryly. If you don't do it, you can't do it. He can only grit his teeth and do the test paper. Half an hour later, Garp, done. After carefully checking a dozen times, he dared to hand in the paper. Chen Qingtian checked, and Garp stood beside him, not daring to breathe. Afraid that his father would say a sentence to him and copy it 10 times, after reading it, Chen Qingtian nodded. It's not bad, it's alright, aren't you brainless? If you don't work hard at ordinary times, you will work hard today. Next time you have to listen to the class carefully, don't always think about playing. You are not a child, you can't just have fun in your eyes. Learning is your basic task, and it is necessary. Garp didn't want to answer, he just wanted to play. The brothers are all playing, it's his turn. Chen Qingtian continued. Wait, teach you new ones, haven't you always wanted to learn fighting? In the afternoon, I will explain to you a new course, the combat course, and I will teach you how to fight. Sengoku and Garp were instantly excited. They had been grinding their father for a month, and finally they could learn the real thing. Long live father. Long live the uncle. Uncle is the best. Xiaohei couldn't help being excited, they could get in touch with the battle. After exercising for a month, their strength has increased a lot, and their physique has been strengthened several times. Now they can easily knock down them. A month ago, even Xiaohei, her body has improved several levels. At noon, Garp cooks 3 dishes and 1 soup, with Xiaohei's help. Today's 3 dishes and 1 soup were done well. The unreliable Garp met 2 reliable friends, how wonderful. The 3 of them worked together to prepare a big meal for Chen Qingtian. According to the appetite of the 3 of them, 2 of their 3 dishes were meat. It was a big pot. Don't look too much, but it doesn't taste like much. The 4 people finished a pile of meals, they were full, and after clearing the dining table, they were ready and waiting for Chen Qingtian to teach. Chen Qingtian was not stingy, and began to explain the meaning of the battle to them. Fighting is not about sparring, fighting, life and death, loser, death, winner, survival. Battle is cruel, life and death are divided, either you die or he dies. The first lesson for you today is the nature and meaning of fighting. The essence of combat is survival. When Chen Qingtian said this, he paused. Everyone wants to live, meet, fight, who will survive? There are countless pirates, they are cruel, ruthless, and like to slaughter. When you meet them, you have only one thought, kill them, or arrest them. Arrest requires a stronger force. Here, Chen Qingtian once again talks about the importance of strength. The stronger you are, the more you can do what you want to do. Hate to kill, can be arrested. You are still weak, so you have to be cautious when doing things. If you encounter pirates, you must first think about how to survive, not arrest. Sometimes, don't think it's shameful that more people beat fewer people. In the battle of survival, there is no shameful statement, only survival. The one who survives is the winner. Philosophy is very important, they are still young. Chen Qingtian should give them a good talk about this. The 3 of them listened very seriously. These are related to their future. The concept is also a good thing to carry out their whole life. After learning it, they will benefit a lot in the future. When dealing with pirates, please remember that they are vicious pirates, so don't be merciful. Kindness to the enemy is injury to oneself. Remember, don't be kind. The 3 of them don't understand, Chen Qingtian emphasized again and again. At this time, it is useless to say more words. They need reality to tell them that pirates don't need mercy. As long as they can survive, they will do anything. Okay, get up and follow me. You can't fight at home. Going to the foot of the mountain, the place where they usually exercise has been smoothed out. The huge place was turned into a mess. Chen Qingtian wanted to plow the fields below and grow something while exercising to ensure their food and clothing. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Garp first. Garp stepped out and the other 2 backed away. Chen Qingtian said to them, come on, Garp, you hit me. Turn your back on Garp and let Garp hit himself from behind. Garp didn't think about it, just swung his fist and hit him without saying a word. This punch is very powerful. If you hit the flesh, it would probably be very choking. Even Chen Qingtian will not feel good. Fist, tearing the wind. Garp's iron fist has begun to sharpen, and the power increases the power of his fist. The talents that were not shown before are now revealed. Sengoku frowned. Garp is pushing too hard. Xiaohei, oops. Only Garp wanted to laugh. Father, you asked me to beat him, and I must beat him viciously. The strength of breastfeeding is used for revenge. Let you ask me to copy it 10 times. Let you mock me. Make you beat me all the time. let you leave me to do everything you usually do. I'm going to teach you a lesson. The previous resentment, at this moment, is condensed in one punch. Garp's hatred, Garp's complaints, all concentrated. When the fist was about to touch Chen Qingtian's head twisted to the left. The fists are staggered. Then, Chen Qingtian took a step sideways. Garp's body fell forward, rolling several times. He stopped and looked back at his father in surprise. What happened? What happened at the last moment? He lay on the ground and kept thinking. Chen Qingtian said again, you guys also come together. The three of you go up together and beat me up. Chen Qingtian stood still and gave them a chance. Sengoku and Xiaohei heard the words and rushed forward. The fallen Garp is not lying down, he wants to go up with his brothers. The three of them beat with fists. Didn't touch a piece of Chen Qingtian's clothes. The three fell, got up, and charged. No matter what, you can't touch Chen Qingtian. Sneak attack. No, it's even worse to fight head-on. The three squatted together. Garp said, Sengoku, Xiaohei, we can't fight like this, we will be dodged. Sengoku and Xiaohei nodded, they saw something different. Chen Qingtian seemed to have eyes behind his back, so he could clearly see their movements. Every move was seen by him. We do this, first this way, then. The three of them lowered their voices and discussed how to fight. Soon, they determined how to fight. However, the effect is minimal. The three attacked from different directions, putting pressure on Chen Qingtian. However, they overthink it. One punch for one. The heaviest punch landed on Garp's body and he lay on the ground. Then came Sengoku, with a punch, hanging from a tree. Xiaohei was more gentle. Chen Qingtian restrained his strength and laid her down gently. The three of them refused to admit defeat and continued to charge. As a result, they fly out. Keep flying out. After flying dozens of times, the three of them were too tired to move. Even more tiring than exercising, my body hurts. After beating for a long time, Chen Qingtian didn't move, not a single hair was touched. Three people, doubt life. Are you not coming? Keep going. You guys go together, it's okay, I'll just stand here and not move. Who will believe this? Sengoku and Garp didn't want to fight, they couldn't hit his father even if he didn't move. Every time the action is predicted in advance, and then avoided. I and the others couldn't avoid my father's iron fist, and when I punched them, I almost fainted. Such a heavy fist, if it weren't for their hard training this month, they wouldn't be able to hold a punch. I don't even look at how strong Chen Qingtian's current ability is. The LV-22 observation hockey, the three of them are just a few bunnies in Chen Qingtian's eyes. It is impossible to avoid his observation hockey, much less to deal damage to him. Now Chen Qingtian's defense is very strong, pure physical defense, able to resist swords without injury. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian, Devil Fruit, Zone Turtle Fruit, 13. Skills. Iron Body LV-25, Finger Pistol 22, Moonwalk LV-20, Shaving LV-26, Tempest Kick LV-23, Paper Arts LV-22, Armament Hakilv 18, Observation Hakilv 22, Punch LV-14. Basically all skills have been upgraded to level 20, among which the skill of One Punch was developed by Chen Qingtian. Developed according to the ability of a certain man, charge up a punch. Concentrate on one punch with all the strength of his body, and as the strength of his body increases, the power of his punch will become stronger. Marine 6 styles increases quickly, complete tasks and receive rewards. Coupled with my non-stop exercise, the double increase. The development level of Devil Fruit has improved the slowest, only 13, a month, and it has improved a little bit. He pondered a lot about Devil Fruit, thinking about what buffs he could add. Defense, Vitality, Recovery, these are the basic abilities. If you want all the special abilities, you need to dig deep by yourself. With the current defense capability, Garp and Sengoku cannot break through the defense, nor can ordinary pirates. Even if I stand here and call you, you won't be able to. Chen Qingtian's goal is to strengthen the iron frame and make it truly immovable. The development of Devil Fruit, the enhancement of its own 6-style iron body, and the learning of armament hockey are indispensable. It's best if the iron body fits perfectly into itself and then doesn't need to be activated by itself. It is unimaginable how strong such a body must be. Aren't you going up? The three shook their heads. Chen Qingtian said with a smile, come on, how did you learn this trick? The three continued to shake their heads. Beaten, they don't want to go. Chen Qingtian said seductively, generally speaking, I would not teach this trick easily. I am in a good mood today, so don't waste this opportunity. The three of them moved. Chen Qingtian waved his fist and came to the boulder. They knew the hardness of the boulders they were familiar with. Chen Qingtian raised a finger and said to the three of them, "Did you see it? This is a finger without any protection. Go ahead and look at this stone, you are familiar with it. Finger pistol. Fingers, lightly inserted into the stone. Pull it out, and there is a finger-sized hole in the stone." The three of them immediately jumped up and leaned over to have a look. Touching the hole, the three people's eyes lit up. Garp immediately said, "Father, I want to learn all of them." Sengoku. "Uncle, I don't think jade can't be crafted, and people can't be talented if they don't fight. You can fight as you like." Xiaohei said coyly, "Uncle, you can fight wherever you want, I don't mind." The three, in order to learn something good, did not hesitate to sell their souls. Garp leads by example. "Father taught me." With a low attitude, he lowered his head and waited for his father to teach. Chen Qingtian raised his finger and showed them the finger pistol move. "This trick, many people know it, and you will encounter it in the future. I can teach you, but there is a premise, you can't say that I taught it. After all, Marine 6 styles is the secret of Marine, and most people can't learn it. Inside Marine, there are countless people who know this thing." Chen Qingtian didn't want to cause trouble, it was Marine stuff after all. He can teach the three of them, but he cannot expose himself. The three nodded. "Yes, father. No problem, uncle." "Okay, uncle. What you learn is your own." The three of them clearly understand this truth, and when they go out in the future, they just don't talk about it. This trick is called finger pistol. It's a very simple trick, not too difficult. You just need to concentrate all your strength on your fingers and stab out with fast force. Remember, it must be hardened fingers. If you want to do what I want, you need a lot of exercise. Look carefully at my fingers, do you see any hardening? Then, take a stab back. There is another hole in the stone. Flutter in, float out. There is no extra movement, very chic. I'll show you one more time. The practice of finger pistol is difficult and requires a lot of time to accumulate. Sengoku stayed with Xiaohei for a month, and they didn't go back. They went back the day before yesterday, and after saying hello to their family members, they never needed to go back. I usually stay here to practice in Garp, and occasionally go back. Their parents were grateful to Chen Qingtian, and after coming once, their parents never came again. The son and daughter who learned self-defense are too happy for them. Times are tough, and they all know the importance of strength. Okay, you guys go to practice on your own. In the afternoon, it was time for them to practice alone. Power is a must, and so is finger pistol. Every ability takes time to become familiar with and learn. Learned, and then learn new things. Finger pistol can be a lot of fingers. Garp foolishly tried to stab the stone, and his fingers almost got killed by him. The simple and honest appearance makes people speechless. Sengoku and Xiaohei were thinking. They took the first step and concentrated their strength. How to concentrate strength on the fingers, and how to harden the fingers. The flesh is easily hurt. Fingers touching stone, they could not have imagined before. Like Chen Qingtian who can easily pass through stones, finger pistol is so powerful that if it is inserted into a person's body, it cannot penetrate it. Concentrate strength, harden, do these 2 steps, the next step is very simple. I'm not the idiot Garp is, foolish enough to stick stones in. Sengoku was still thinking, fingers stretched out, concentrating. The first step is the hardest. Xiaohei was also speechless, completely speechless by Garp's behavior. And Garp, regardless of the two of them, puts it into action. It's useless to think about those things, and it's not impossible for me to be like my father. He plugged it in for half an hour, and seemed to understand a little bit of the trick. Concentrated strength, hardened fingers can't do it, he doesn't insert stones, but inserts into the ground. It won't hurt that much. It's hard to master that feeling, all three want to get up and work out together. Swipe your fingers and move forward. Simple actions often bring different effects. 3 people, return to the most basic movements. Horse step, interspersed. Under the scorching sun, all 3 of them entered into a practice of forgetfulness. And Chen Qingtian, sitting on the top of the mountain, stared into the distance. He is watching the sea, meditating on the energy of devil fruit. He feels that his devil fruit is not a simple zone devil fruit. It's the phantom beast species, what form, he needs to study. The main body is revealed, and the body is covered with an ugly tortoise shell, which is ugly. Fortunately, it is not ordinary green, but another color, deep black. His hands and feet turned into the limbs of a tortoise, lying on the ground. Only by becoming it can we feel more eagerly. Lift your feet. Falling to the ground, trembling. The huge power seemed to make the whole island tremble. The three people who were exercising at the foot of the mountain were knocked down by the shock. The three looked at the top of the mountain in bewilderment. What happened? Is the volcano erupting? Do you want to run away? The three came up with three thoughts, and they looked at each other. Garp looked towards the top of the mountain. The vibration came from above. Could it be that his father did it? The shock was fleeting, and Chen Qingtian no longer experimented with strength. He was frightened. The power just now was terrifying. He changed back into human form and landed next to Garp down the mountain. It's okay, you continue to practice. Appears in an instant, disappears in an instant. Come in a hurry. Go in a hurry. The three looked at Chen Qingtian's disappearing back, envious. They also want to be so chic, appearing suddenly, disappearing suddenly, how handsome. 3 years later. Time flies, and 3 years have passed in the blink of an eye. The three had grown up a lot, and Garp looked like a teenager, all muscular. Sengoku started growing out his signature hair, the afro. Xiaohei is the fastest growing one. She is as tall as Sengoku Garp, more attractive. 3 people besieged Chen Qingtian together. As they grow up, Chen Qingtian is getting younger and younger. Finger pistol. Tempest kick. Shave. Finger pistol. The 3 of them attacked Chen Qingtian from different directions. In Chen Qingtian's eyes, their attacks were very slow. Twisting his neck, avoiding Garp's finger pistol, backhanded, punched, Garp flew out, hit the ground, and smoke rose. The body took a step back, and Sengoku, who was attacking from the side, was exposed, and his attack missed. Sengoku, who seemed already familiar with this kind of fighting, turned his body and changed the direction of his fists. Attacking Chen Qingtian's belly, Chen Qingtian grinned. His hand slid down and Sengoku's fist was caught. Then Sengoku's body was lifted up and hit the ground hard. Xiaohei, who was sneaking up from behind, her movements were not as good as the 2 in front, but she appeared in Chen Qingtian's blind spot. The attack of the 3 people was designed in advance, in order to let Chen Qingtian go this far. Garp now seduces ahead, followed by Sengoku's counterattack. In the end, Xiaohei finished, and their plan was seamless. Pity. They met Chen Qingtian. Xiaohei's speed was very slow. Chen Qingtian smiled, and lightly said a word, shave. People disappear. Appeared again, behind Xiaohei. Sengoku and Garp yelled, Little Crane, be careful, he's behind you. Xiaohei heard the voice, and she reacted quickly. Both feet glow brightly, and 2 saber lights emit. Tempest kick. With the oncoming tempest kick, Chen Qingtian raised his hand. Crush 1 in each hand. The light of the tempest kick was in Chen Qingtian's hands, and it was vulnerable. Then he grabbed Xiaohei's feet and threw it up into the sky. Landing. Xiaohei was in excruciating pain, and all 3 fell to the ground. The said attack method was seen through. Chen Qingtian's strength was too strong. The 3 of them couldn't fight no matter what. 3 years later, their strength improved by leaps and bounds. Marine 6 styles is in their hands. It can be said that they are skilled. 3 people besieged Chen Qingtian, and this scene has been happening continuously for 3 years. Beaten every day. The 3 of them had been beaten countless times, but they did not give up. The skills are skillfully connected, and Marine 6 styles can be skillfully switched. Combat IQ is not low. They change their ways to test Chen Qingtian every day. They just didn't try to find out anything else. They felt that Chen Qingtian must be hiding his strength. Garp said dejectedly, Sengoku, you can't do this next time. Father can know our movements every time. Sengoku. I don't know the reason. It's probably a kind of ability, but we still can't learn it. Xiaohei frowned. Uncle told us to listen to it, but he didn't teach it carefully. Observation hockey. It's not that Chen Qingtian doesn't teach, but he is afraid of trouble. The little guys are about the same age, and they will go to Marine then. At that time, there will be systematic teaching. I can't teach too much on my side, otherwise, accidents will easily happen. Are you still here? Chen Qingtian smiled and spoke to the 3 of them, and the strength of the 3 improved rapidly. Fighting every day. Basically the task is determined. Exercise strength in the morning, and train them in various abilities. Fight in the afternoon so that they can better comprehend what they have learned. Integrate. To learn knowledge at night, you can't lack anything. Chen Qingtian didn't want them to become a muscular man who only knows how to fight, and a useless reckless man. Knowledgeable fools are the worst. Come. We're going to beat you. We still don't believe it. Hateful. The three of them refuse to admit defeat. What time is it now? They still have a lot of time to fight and can't just let it go. 3 years have passed, and I still care about this failure. The three continued to plot and thought of new ways to attack. Start to unfold. This time, they failed again. Under Chen Qingtian's attack, the three of them fell. Father, can you be gentle, it hurts. Garp complained that his own father beat him up again. Every time I was the most injured and beaten the most. The other two are better off, they won't be ruthless. Chen Qingtian shook his head. No way, my good son, are you afraid? Garp was upset. Who is afraid? You can continue if you have the ability. Okay. Father and son fight, others suffer. Next, it's a beating. One-sided beating. Garp was bruised and swollen from the beating, and lay on the ground hanging with a breath. Without the strength to refute, he was unilaterally killed in seconds. The abilities he was familiar with were useless in front of Chen Qingtian. Spike. When it's Sengoku's turn, he will definitely resist. Knowing Chen Qingtian's ability, Sengoku is not as tough as Garp. He procrastinated for quite a while, and ended up lying next to Garp. The second one, you are left, Xiaohe. Xiaohe won't back down, she has nowhere to go. Come on, I won't back down. Xiaohe, a stubborn girl. She rushed forward and hit him head-on. With constant thinking, Chen Qingtian almost fell for it. Tisk tisk. I have to say, Xiaohe, you have a lot of ideas. It's a pity, in the face of absolute power, ideas are vulnerable. Just hit it lightly, and it's okay to mean it. Her parents have grown up, she is not the little girl she was back then. Chen Qingtian's attack was very light, and Xiaohe was basically uninjured. Treated differently, the other two were aggrieved. Garp stood up and said, Father, didn't you agree to treat everyone equally? Then what do you want? Chen Qingtian asked back. Garp choked, he looked at Xiaohe, and was startled by Xiaohe's eyes. Shrinking his head, he dared not speak. Forget it, let them go. Today's violent beating is over, Chen Qingtian said. Take a good rest, tonight, we have something to do. The three of them stopped when they heard the words. Suddenly, Garp asked curiously, what is it? Sengoku cast an interested look, and so did Xiaohe, staring at Chen Qingtian excitedly. All three wanted to know if there was a surprise. Chen Qingtian looked forward. The battle you want is here, and some good things have landed. When the three of them heard this, they were extremely excited. Garp pressed, really? Father. It's true, tonight, you may be in danger. Garp said seriously. I'm not afraid, it's just pirates, what are we afraid of? Sengoku. We will not be lenient when dealing with pirates who do all kinds of evil. Xiaohe. Just the three of us? Chen Qingtian blinked. Otherwise? You still want me to help you? 3 people. Ding, the flowers in the greenhouse don't grow big. How can they withstand the beatings of society without going through hardships? They grow up and need to come out of the greenhouse and experience society for the first time, and each of them needs an internship. Task. Complete the internship task and face the pirates for the first time. How will they react? Remarks. How about the rewards depends on how well they complete the task. The rewards are generous, dear. Going out for the first time, the flowers in the greenhouse are about to grow, and they need an internship to prove themselves. What the task reward is not yet clear. Often this kind of task gives the most rewards, because there is uncertainty, so the rewards are also uncertain. Chen Qingtian ignored the tasks given by the system, he looked at his panel, it was quite luxurious. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian, Devil Fruit. Zone Turtle Fruit, 35. Skills. Iron Body LV 38, Finger Pistol 32, Moonwalk LV 33, Shaving LV 30, Tempest Kick LV 33, Paper Arts LV 39, Armament Hakilv 28, Observation Hakilv 30, Punch LV 22. The lower the skill level, the slower the improvement. In the past 3 years, Chen Qingtian's strength has improved a lot, and his Devil Fruit ability has also been developed to 35, and he has a certain ability. For example, in the initial defense, Chen Qingtian felt that his defense was getting stronger and stronger. Also, as the defense increased, his body appeared different. I haven't tried it specifically, so I don't know for the time being. The importance of hockey is also clear to Chen Qingtian, who worked very hard to cultivate. In New World, Hockey is the world. Armor color wrap, all wrap, and emission. From the outside to the inside, it is the core change of armament hockey. Chen Qingtian has not touched emission for the time being, but now he can cover any place with weapons. Arms, body, if you want to cover the whole body, you need a higher level. According to his estimation, the LV-50 level may be almost fully covered. Night. A pirate ship came to the island, and there was one 3 years ago. Now it is the second pirate ship that is officially approaching, and there are many pirate ships passing by. From time to time, Chen Qingtian went to the pirates to learn from each other. His strength and experience increased rapidly, most of which were due to the pirates. All kinds of abilities, all kinds of pirates, they have different habits and attack methods. Among them, the swordsman is the most common. Men like to be a swordsman. In addition to the strength increase brought by devil fruit, the second is the swordsman. By working hard to improve strength, there is no side effect brought by devil fruit. Swordsmen will not eat devil fruit. They don't like to make themselves vulnerable. If a swordsman has a weakness, he will be targeted. The ships docked and the flags were hoisted. It's a skull flag, and the ship is twice the size of what it was 3 years ago. There are at least 50 or 60 people in this pirate group, and everyone's strength is not bad. Chen Qingtian could feel the strength of the strongest few. Not bad. I don't know how many demon fruit power they have. It is very rare that demon fruit power can appear in a small place, although most of them are zone devil fruit. Logia devil fruit rarely appeared in this place, and here, Logia devil fruit represented invincibility. Elementalization, restraining all swordsmen, including physical means. Unless, find their weakness, or, you have armament hockey. They have landed, and I will leave it to you. The battlefield is in the forest, waiting for them to come up. Fight unfamiliar battles in familiar places. The three couldn't help being nervous, and the pirates in front went ashore with weapons. There are guns, swords, knives, and a round of cannonballs on board. Garp is afraid of shells. Sengoku, look there. After Sengoku saw the shells, he frowned. They are not afraid of swords, not even bullets. But they are also mortals, and they are still afraid of shell attacks. In this way, we will lure them up, solve part of it first, and then slowly lure them up with the rest. If they don't come up, we won't go down. As long as we don't expose our tracks, it will be difficult for their shells to hit us. Garp and I are in charge of the front. Xiaohei, you are in charge of the back. Don't be soft, they are not good people. On the pirate ship, they saw the corpse. And women were hung up and humiliated by them. Humiliated in public, there were also some slaves on board. After going ashore, they dealt with the slaves immediately. Crack. Stand in the forest and watch them kill. Garp and others are angry. They want to rush out to prevent the pirates from killing people. But they were stopped by Sengoku. Their strength cannot save them. Maybe I have to join in. Garp and Xiaohei have a bad face, and they don't say anything about Sengoku. With cold eyes, the cruel world, they saw it. Pirate, every good thing. Damn pirates. In the future, I will make this world free of pirates. The three were aggrieved and had too much ordinary life. Their resentment towards the pirates can be imagined. Every time a pirate comes, it will bring a bloodbath. They couldn't imagine the days before. Later, with Chen Qingtian watching the island, their life is much better. Peaceful and simple, thinking about becoming stronger every day. When it was their turn to face the pirates, they found themselves not impressed enough by the pirates. Damn it. Pirates actually want to do that kind of thing in public. One by one the girls were dragged out and placed on the ground. The scene is going out of control all the way. Lousy can't take it anymore. Damn, kill them. The old lady killed them. 3 hot-blooded youths, unable to stand the excitement. They rushed down, bare-handed, facing pirates with weapons. Haha, so it's 3 little kids. Scared me, I thought it was Marine. Haha, the little brat won't go home and lie down, come out and kill us. Come to die. Tisk tisk, there is another girl, just right, I like this kind of little sister. Hee hee, brothers, I'll go first. A wretched pirate fell in love with Xiaohei. He came up to Xiaohei with a sword in his hand, and provocatively said, "Hey, little sister, come and play with Big Brother will show you something." Xiaohei stared at him coldly, and drew his sword. Xiaohei swung his sword and pointed at the pirate. "You will be the first pirate I kill." Garp is surrounded by 3 pirates, and so is Sengoku, a pirate who won't fight alone with you. Even if it is a child, they have to go all out. The other pirates stood watching from a distance. They enjoyed watching sadistic games. Come on. Educate them hard. A young brat dares to come up to the hero to save the beauty. Be gentle, don't end the battle too quickly. The pirates boasted that in their view, the three of Garp were just little kids. Even if they were not short in height, they were still kids. The children who have never experienced the ordeal appeared because they could not endure the ordeal. Little sister, come, give big brother a hug. The wretched pirate rushed up and opened his hands to hug Xiaohei. Being dodged by Xiaohei, Xiaohei backhanded his sword, almost cutting off his head. The pirate touched his head, and a few hairs were cut off and fell down. It's so dangerous, you almost cut off your head. Little sister has good swordsmanship, it's a pity that you bumped into me. The wretched pirate decided not to relax, he wanted to hit the crippled Xiaohei first, and then torture her slowly. Drawn his sword, he too was a swordsman. The two faced each other, Xiaohei's eyes were cold, she murmured softly, shave. People, disappear in front of your eyes. The next moment, the sword appeared at the waist of the wretched pirate. The pirate has experienced many battles, but he didn't expect Xiaohei to be so fast. Blink, disappear, blink, a sword across his waist. The sword light was sharp, cutting his body, split into two. One sword with two sections. The wretched pirate died. Xiaohei wins. Meet and kill. Xiaohei stepped on the corpse of the pirate and inspected all the pirates. On the other side, Garp is also fierce, punching a pirate. 3 punches, the huge force killed the pirate. Pirates couldn't get close to him, and he wasn't injured. Got it. 3 trash. Sengoku, are you done yet? Sengoku let go and slapped the last pirate to death. He smiled and said, it's done, what are you urging? 3 people killed 7 pirates. Garp and Sengoku had 3 each, Xiaohei had 1, and 7 people were wiped out in the blink of an eye. The captain of the pirate group stared at the 3 of them, and he was frightened by the actions of the 3 of them. These 3 people are not simple. He stared into the forest, always feeling dangerous. There may be more than 3 people coming, there are others. The pressure made him physically and mentally uncomfortable. Mohat, Abulai, you go, end the battle quickly. Mohat, Abulai came out, 2 strong men. One with a hammer and one with bare hands, they jumped to the ground. The pirates below stood up one after another, clearing a path for the 2 of them. Mohart swung his hammer. He pointed at Sengoku and said, I'll take care of this, you go take care of the black one. Abulai nodded. Yes, I just want to bump fists with him. The 2 decided on their opponents, and they raised their hands. Go, you all go together. The pirate behind picked up his weapon and said excitedly, go, brothers, let's go together. Go to consume first, and wait for them to fight almost, and then the 2 will go on. Their strategy is very simple, but also very useful. Pirate boys rush. A group of people beat 3 boys, nearly 50 people, all together. That scale is not simple. The momentum was huge, the 3 of Garp gathered together, and the 3 of them handed over their backs to their own people. Sengoku, stay safe, Garp said. Sengoku said, Xiaohei, protect yourself. Xiaohei said, you 2 pay attention, the 2 people opposite are not simple. Momentum, can feel different pressure. Those 2 people are very strong. At least for them. Garp and Sengoku nodded, of course they could feel it. If he wanted to fight those 2 people, he had to deal with dozens of pirates in front of him. Damn pirate, don't play cards according to the routine. The battle is on the verge of breaking out. And Chen Qingtian, holding hands, sat on the branch. He stared at the 3 people in front of him. 3 beat more than 50 people, fewer people beat more people. 2 big guys came here, just to practice for Sengoku Garp. I didn't expect Xiaohei's decisiveness. I thought she would hesitate and dare not kill people. It's okay. Xiaohei is not as delicate as a girl, presumably after this battle, their thoughts will undergo different changes. Growing up, they are no longer the brats they were 3 years ago. There is also a captain on the ship. He stood on it and observed the situation below. He was indifferent to the death of the little pirate. As long as he's around, the pirates are still around. This person's strength is not bad, and he should surprise me. Looking at the captain suddenly felt something and looked towards the forest. It was pitch black, no one was there, he muttered, I can't feel the breath of people. Why do I feel like I'm being spied on? He moved his nose, but couldn't smell it. Frowning, staring at the battle below. More than 50 pirates surrounded the 3 children. Sengoku and others were quite strong, beyond his expectation. Facing the siege of pirates, the 3 of them appeared to be more than capable. The cooperation between them is very good, and it can be seen that they have had a lot of running in. 10 dead. The battle started and 10 people died. The mentality of other people is affected, mainly because Sengoku and others are too strong. Treating them is simply massacre. They wanted to put no pressure on Sengoku and others, and dozens of people looked at each other in blank dismay. Separate them. We can't let them be together, they are together, we can't hurt them at all. Yes, separate them. Pirates also have smart people who see the problem. The 3 of them were like iron barrels, resisting in turn, and their attacks were defended by the 3 of them. Separate them and break through gradually. True to their word, they launched a scheme. For this, 3 lives were paid. Teammates die when they die, and they don't care. It is normal for the weak to be eliminated. Mohurt watched the 3 of Sengoku being separated. He stared at Sengoku's figure, and began to calculate Sengoku's strength. What are his abilities and which ones need to be careful? The same is true for Abulai. The younger brothers have found out a lot of things, giving them enough data. They're afraid that the other is demon fruit power, and apparently, neither of them is. Ordinary physicists are good at fighting. If it wasn't for demon fruit power, it would be easy to fight, and we almost got involved. If the fight continues, it is estimated that the brothers will be killed one by one. They don't want to end up with the 2 of them fighting Sengoku Garp. Since there are so many of them, why not attack together? Maximize your own safety and reduce accidents. Mohurt waited for a while, and he found an opportunity. I found your flaw. Charge. Swinging the sledgehammer, Sengoku dodges the pirate's attack, revealing his flaws behind his back. Mohurt hammered behind Sengoku, and Sengoku was sent flying 3 meters away by the sudden force. Sengoku. Garp was worried about turning around, and this time, he too was attacked. Distraction from fighting is a big taboo, young man. You fly for me too. One punch, and Garp flies out. The 2 flew out one after another and landed in opposite directions. Mohat and Abulai deliberately separated them and did not let them be together. You guys, go deal with that little girl. Yes. A few people were assigned to deal with Xiaohei and put pressure on Xiaohei. Here, with him and Abulai joining the group, it will be a lot easier. Sengoku, Garp, how are you doing? Xiaohei's pressure increased sharply, and she was worried about the 2 brothers under the pressure. The 2 titans hit each other, and Garp and Sengoku flew out with serious injuries. Garp got up, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and smiled. I'm fine, Xiaohei, pay attention to your own safety, and be careful of that person up there. Xiaohei nodded. I understand. The most dangerous person is the one watching the show above, the captain, the big boss, the real strong man. He will strike at any time. As long as they show their flaws, they will be killed with one blow. Both Sengoku and Garp have opponents, and Xiaohei is left. Against Xiao Xiami, she is not so safe. Garp asked Sengoku again. How are you? Sengoku shook his hand. It's not bad, it's a little lighter than Uncle's fist. Ha ha ha, indeed, my father's fist really hurts. Garp couldn't help but thank his father for his abuse. Without his father's violent attack, his small body may have been half crippled by the attack just now. How can he stand up and talk and laugh like a normal person, but he doesn't like people who sneak up. Garp stares at Abulai, who is also unarmed. Fist is their strongest weapon. Garp showed excitement. My opponent is you. Since that's the case, Lousy is not used to you. Either you get beaten to death by Lousy, or you get beaten to death by my father, you choose one. The first sentence was very haughty, but when the latter sentence came out, the audience fell silent. Abulai. Hey, can you play the cards according to the routine? Sengoku and Xiaohei covered their faces, not wanting to say that they knew Garp. Fights belong to fights. What's the matter with you moving out of your father? Chen Qingtian couldn't laugh or cry when he heard the words, Garp, Garp, you will play tricks too. Great stupidity is like wisdom, it looks stupid, but in fact, it is a lot of witty. Sure enough, as soon as these words came out, the captain standing on the pirate ship's pupils condensed. He stared around, looking for traces of Chen Qingtian. The more you can't find it, the more worried you are. He ordered. Mohurt, Abulai, resolve the battle quickly. Mohurt. Yes, boss. Abulai. Boss, you have to be careful. Captain Bliss nodded. He stared around, not letting someone sneak up on him. The 3 of them looked solemn, and they realized that things were not simple. Sure enough, the 3 little kids had a backer behind them, otherwise how dare they come up in person. Abulai. Resolve the battle quickly. Understood, Mohat, I must be faster than you. That little guy was seriously injured when he was punched by me. If he punched me again, he could die. Abulai believed in his fist, and Garp vomited blood after being hit once, so try again. Garp survived and was seriously injured. Come on, brothers. The little brothers surrounded and made a feint. Abulai is the main force, and he is looking for opportunities outside. The two old sixths use the same moves. Garp and Sengoku are quite disdainful that there are such insidious pirates. Damn it, they're doing a sneak attack. I still want to come. Lousy has been waiting for you for a long time. Garp saw Abulai and wanted to sneak up on him. In the same place, Garp would not fall twice. He punched a little pirate, and his fists were not weak. Iron body. He didn't react just now. This time, Garp won't give him a chance. Abulai's fist dropped and accurately bombarded Garp's chest. The position of the heart is accurate, but he didn't smile because he felt like he was hitting iron body. Finger pistol. Fingers slowly appeared in front of his eyes. The arm was accidentally stabbed. Damn it. On the arm, a hole appeared. Blood dripping, bones bare. The sneak attack was successful, but it was useless, and was counter-injured by Garp. Garp is taking advantage of your illness to kill you. You crippled one hand. Let me see how you fight me. Garp is going to cripple him with the other hand first, and then. His move was intercepted, and the pirates went up together, putting great pressure on Garp. Mohurt swung his sledgehammer, putting a lot of pressure on Sengoku. After eating a few times, Sengoku's chest throbbed. His actions were seen through. The big man on the opposite side seemed simple and honest, but in fact, his speed was not slow. Eat me with a hammer. Sengoku gritted his teeth and stretched out his palm. Then the giant hammer, the other hand, quickly stretched out. Finger pistol. Mohurt looked down, watching his chest being pierced by a finger. He swung the sledgehammer vigorously. Go away, lousy. Boom. Sengoku, boomfly. Mohurt looked at the hole in his chest, and he was angry. Lousy is going to smash you, bastard. An angry Mohurt was injured and nearly lost his heart. At the last moment, he reacted quickly and moved his body a little, otherwise, he would be dead. Bang bang. A quarter of an hour later, the fighting continued. Sengoku and Garp had many wounds on their bodies, dripping with blood. They were defeated by the desperate pirates, and the annoying little pirates were dealt with. The remaining opponents of the two were Mohat and Abulai in front of them, and their attacks were the deadliest. Mohat and Abulai also felt bad, with blood all over their bodies. Damn it. Damn you. Mohurt and Abulai charge in rage to finish off Sengoku and Garp. Xiaohei, get rid of the last pirate. She can let go and help both Sengoku and Garp, who are under too much pressure. Next second. Xiaohei flew out. Hitting the ground, the vibrations rumbled continuously. Alone, standing where Xiaohei was just now. Captain, let's go. He came. With arms folded, the captain, who was strolling leisurely, slowly walked over to Xiaohei's place. Seeing this, Sengoku and Garp wanted to rush over. They were intercepted by Mohat and Abulai respectively. Your opponent is us. Where do you want to go? Let our captain torture your little sister, ahahaha. Mohurt excitedly said. Our captain is very sympathetic. Your little sister may be very happy, haha. Abulai prodded Garp. Do you want to save her? I won't let you go there. Sengoku and Garp are worried about Xiaohei. They want to go there, but they can't. The thing they were most worried about happened. That person would actually make a move. Play hard. Damn it, come to me if you have something to do, don't trouble Xiaohei. Garp roared. Sengoku stared at Captain Bliss coldly, and said, if you dare to touch a hair on her, I will kill you. Even if you escape to Cape Tiana, I will kill you. Captain Bliss raised his head and laughed loudly. Haha, it's up to you. If the three of you go up together, I can still kill you. But I want to see, how are you two going to kill me? He became interested. I wanted to play around with it. Since they said so, he will torture Xiaohei. Torture her severely, then kill her. Captain Bliss is basically sure that their backer may not be there. Otherwise, just come out. Almost bluffed by you, kids. In order to repay your lies, I decided to kill you one by one. Bliss hates lies the most, being intimidated, fighting wits with the air. The person I had been looking for did not appear, and there was no movement. He defines it as a lie of 3 people, nearby, and no one else exists. The first one is to start with her. Don't you care about her the most? Then I will kill her first. He laughed. Under the firelight at night, the cold smile is cold and terrifying. He approached Xiaohei step by step. Xiaohei struggled to get up. She was seriously injured by Bliss, such a strong attack. Cough cough. Coughing up a mouthful of blood, Xiaohei flew out before using the iron body. Bliss moved so fast that he appeared in the blink of an eye. Sengoku, Garp, you don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. After the words fell, Bliss' voice rang in his ears. Yes. Iron body. Xiaohei didn't even think about it, he used the iron body to protect himself first. Her body flew out again. Bliss landed lightly, squinting his eyes and said, little girl, don't talk nonsense. Sengoku. Little crane. Garp, little crane. The two couldn't rush over, and Mohat and Abulai intercepted them respectively. The two fought off Sengoku and Garp, who sneered, don't think about it, you watch your good friends get killed. This kind of scene is hard to see, ha ha ha. The two love to watch this kind of drama, so many of their brothers have been killed. Without killing the three of them, it would be difficult to calm down the anger in his heart. Sengoku. How dare you? Garp. Xiaohei, hold on, I'll help you soon. Garp said to Sengoku. Sengoku, get rid of them quickly, Xiaohei won't last long. Sengoku settled down. Okay. Two people, desperately. They intercept themselves, then kill them. Mohert and Abulai were not in a hurry, they didn't confront them head on, and waited for the captain to get rid of the little girl. Wouldn't Garp and Sengoku be the fish in the urn? The battle of life and death is about to begin. Xiaohei stood up with difficulty. She lowered her head and stared at her chest, a wound opened and blood gushed out crazily. Cough cough. Another mouthful of blood. Xiaohei looked up at the relaxed Bliss, who was walking over. Step by step, the oppressive momentum made it difficult for her to breathe. I won't be afraid of you. Draw your sword. Swordsman, never retreat. She must be able to hold on. She'll be relieved once Garp and Sengoku are done with it. And in the meantime, she needs to persevere. Oh, you still have the courage to swing a sword. I have to say, you are very kind. Ordinary women turn around and walk away when they meet me. I hope you can give me different fun. His figure disappeared. In situ, a phantom remained. In front of Xiaohei, a figure suddenly appeared. Shave. Do not fight head on. Pull. Xiaohei left quickly, followed by that figure. The speeds of the two were comparable, and Xiaohei swam faster. Her blood kept flowing. Speed, slow down. Bliss lifted his foot, and with one kick, Xiaohei flew out for the third time. Then came the crazy beating. Iron body. Bang bang bang. All over the body, experienced violent beatings. Quick kicks, at least 7 or 8 strokes per second. Bliss' violent attack made Sengoku and Garp even more desperate. They cannot hesitate, cannot hesitate. 1 second later, Xiaohei's life was in danger. Lousy killed you. Abulai stepped back, he wanted to pull. Walk and fight. Garp didn't give him a chance, shaved his head, and came to Abulai. Fist. Unable to escape, Abulai chose to punch from the front. Right bang. Bang bang. The two of them did not know how many punches they fought. Until finally, Abu Li flew out, and the exhausted Garp stopped attacking. Boom. Cough cough. Abulai stood up, he continued to rush over, and he also tried his best. You die for me. Die. Garp, regain momentum. Gritting his teeth, the tenacious vitality made him punch. Lousy will not lose. Strength, concentrated on the fist. All his strength, this time, was poured into his fists. Double fists, like iron. Boom. Punch to bang. The strongest punch. The two punched for the last time, their fists touched, and the powerful momentum caused the gravel to fly on the ground. The two of them sank under their feet. The surrounding area is covered with dense dust. Sengoku, too, decided to fight to the death. I have to work hard too. One punch, 3 years of hard work. Are you ready? Sengoku, like a tiger. The gentle and refined him, at this moment, is like a King Kong glaring at him. Buddha also has anger. I, Sengoku, am usually a Buddha. When I am angry, I am Yama who came out of hell. It's time to fall down. Palm. Slap on the head. Mohert swung the giant hammer with great force, and the wind hissed as he swung it. What? Mohert yelled, and his sledgehammer slammed into Sengoku's palm. Fly Lousy out. With all his might, Mohert was about to blast Sengoku away. Abulai fell, and he couldn't fall. The outcome of Garp's side is determined, and Abuli's life and death are unknown. Garp, still standing. He's in bad shape, bad. Lousy is not a bulai, lousy is mohat. Asshole, fly to lousy. Make another effort. Mohurt hits a second time, and Sengoku, too. I can't lose. I still want to save Xiaohei. Xiaohei, wait for me. With a roar, there seemed to be a Buddha behind Sengoku. His hair is fluffy, like an Amitabha Buddha. Buzz. Hammer, shatter. Section by section shattered. Mohurt's pupils widened. Do not. No, I won't lose. What? Mohurt, down. His body, shattered. Not a full inch of bone. Sengoku's slap, shock force bombardment. Sengoku landed, unsteady on his feet. He sneered bitterly. I have no strength. Garp looked up, both of them pulling out all the stops. Sengoku. Sengoku regained consciousness a little bit, and he pulled himself together. Don't fall down, Sengoku, you still have Xiaohei to save. But he really couldn't stand it anymore. Sorry, Garp. Sengoku fainted. Garp, struggling to take a step forward. He couldn't take the second step, he was too tired. You move, Garp. The body doesn't obey. He saw Xiaohei being blown away again, and Garp's heart exploded. Little crane. With a roar, Garp wanted to rush over, but his body couldn't support him to rush over. Halfway there, he staggered and was about to fall down. No, I can't fall. The body fell down. Didn't listen to him at all. Sorry, Xiaohei, me too. No more. Garp is about to fall. A figure appeared. Then, his head was pressed by a hand. A thick figure, a figure that nothing can shake. Garp looked up, smiling. Father, you are here. Tired Garp, tensed body, at this moment, relax. He spread out in his father's arms, showing a relieved smile. Father, Xiaohei is in your hands. Chen Qingtian nodded. Yes. Garp said apologetically, I'm sorry, father, for worrying you. Their own failure made their father act. They would not have been so passive in the first place. If they hadn't been impulsive and couldn't bear the stimulation, they rushed out, and naturally there would be nothing later. But Garp has no regrets, his heart is righteous, and he doesn't want to see those people suffer. He had to come out, he would be disturbed if those people died before his eyes. You also know that it makes me worry. You usually ask you to exercise more, but you just don't listen. How many times have I told you that you sweat more in normal times and bleed less in wartime? Now you know it's wrong. Garp bowed his head guiltily, his father's words always made sense. I was young and ignorant back then, but now I understand my father's heart. He was such a failure. I'm sorry, father. Bow your head and apologize. Chen Qingtian pressed his hand. Forget it, no matter how much you say, it's better to experience it yourself. Putting down Garp, Chen Qingtian clapped his hands. Chen Qingtian frowned as his clothes were stained with blood. Bliss on the opposite side saw Chen Qingtian coming out, he didn't dare to move. Staring at Chen Qingtian, his hands kept rubbing. Someone was really there, and he didn't sense the existence of this person. This person is very dangerous. Bliss thought to himself. We must quickly control that little girl, otherwise, it will be difficult to beat him. With the hostages in hand, he would take the initiative. Now, right now, do it. Time does not allow him to think. Bliss swiped his hands, and he stood up tremblingly, she would fall down at any time. Hearing the wind, her heart tightened. Oops, it's dangerous. The man made a move, he wanted to catch himself and threaten uncle. Damn it, I can't give him a chance. Draw your sword. I can't lift my hands. Very tired, it hurts. Xiaohei gritted his teeth, exhausted all his strength, but couldn't lift it up. Her small body was in disarray and she couldn't move. Being able to stand up is already the greatest perseverance. Ruined. I'm going to be a hostage. Bliss smiled, and he was about to succeed. This little girl was at the end of her strength, so she grabbed her and threatened the man. Everything is under his control. No matter how strong you are, you dare not act rashly. You are mine. Bliss reached out his hand to hold Xiaohei down. With a swish, a figure suddenly appeared in front of him. He raised his hand and said lightly, "What do you want to do?" Chen Qingtian said unhappily, "Don't you know that it's impolite to strike rashly? When you see Lousy, it's fine if you don't say hello, but you still want to strike in front of Lousy. Boy, are you too arrogant? Your father didn't discipline you well. Today, let me discipline you instead of your father. I really don't know the so-called things. If you don't learn well at a young age, you will learn badly." Bliss retreated quickly, he didn't see Chen Qingtian's movement. Chen Qingtian followed him, keeping the distance between the two of them. You are faster, I am faster. Bliss was in a hurry. The speed he was famous for couldn't pull Chen Qingtian away. It makes no sense. His body changed, and his head became a bird's head. Feathers grow out. He is indeed a bird. A bird that looks like a sparrow, petite but not cute. You can't be faster than me. Flap its wings and Bliss is faster. Transformed into a sparrow, his speed has reached an unpredictable speed. Chen Qingtian dismissively said, "It turns out to be demon fruit power, no wonder the speed is so fast. One of the devil fruits in the Nio fruit series, yes, your devil fruit is quite capable, but..." Chen Qingtian paused, he smiled and said, "I don't know what abilities your devil fruit can add to you." He was eager to see it. Besides speed, what ability does it have? The bird fruit ability is rare, and there are only a few in the whole One Piece. The most famous of them is Marco's phoenix fruit, but it is not a bird fruit, but a phantom beast. HMPH, you'll see soon enough. Bliss, soar in the sky. He is already invincible. The people below will not be able to take off into the air. To him, they are just a group of stronger, reckless men. I am the god of the sky. You guys, how dare you blaspheme God? I will send God's punishment. Wait, welcome God's punishment. He soars into the sky. He calls himself a god. He thought he was invincible. Chen Qingtian raised his head and mocked, "That's it. Gone. Can fly, plus speed, no more. With such little ability, you have the nerve to say that you are a god? It is acceptable for Enel to call himself a god, after all, he is really invincible. But you, what are you? It's ridiculous that a frog in a well who has never seen the size of the world dares to be called a god. Haha, you have to laugh Lousy to death. Today, Lousy will let you fly as much as you want." Bliss blushed at Chen Qingtian's ridicule, and he stared at Chen Qingtian. HMPH, come up if you have the ability. Chen Qingtian laughed. Since you sincerely ask, then Lousy will go up. Moonwalk. Vacant. Chen Qingtian trampled the air and attacked the bird in the air. In the air, one man and one bird confront each other. Bliss' eyes widened, he looked at Chen Qingtian in disbelief. How is this possible? You can't fly, what is this? A country bumpkin who has never seen moonwalk, at this moment, his head can't react. It seems that the person opposite is not devil fruit ability, he can fly. So what's the use of your own devil fruit ability? Impossible, I don't accept it. I'm going to catch you and torture your secrets. Bliss was outraged. He couldn't accept the fact in front of him. Chen Qingtian ignored his movements, stretched out his hand, and said softly, "To deal with you, I only need one punch. Whether you can survive a punch depends on whether your body is hard enough. You can be careful, I only used 10% of my strength for this punch. You can't die, little bird." Flying Bliss's body suddenly stiffened, and he felt a powerful force. The opponent's fist was terrifying. Can't eat this punch. Absolutely not. Get away from me. Chen Qingtian, who shaved and disappeared, appeared again, beside Bliss. His fist, raised up. The fluffy fist seemed to have no momentum. But in Bliss' eyes, this punch was fatal. Do not. He begged. Fist down. This punch was 10% of Chen Qingtian's strength. Don't dare to use all your strength, for fear of bombing the entire island. Punch. Boom. In the air, burst. Bliss' body shattered in the air. Blood, scattered all over the place. Blood and flesh were scattered all over the sky, and the body of the bird was crushed into particles. Garp and Xiaohei saw Bliss shatter, a punch, just a punch. Xiaohei was so shocked that he couldn't be more shocked. One punch, he's dead. How strong is Uncle's strength? Isn't that too terrifying? When will I be as strong as Uncle? Strength, she desires strength. Garp was also shocked by his father's strength, and he felt more and more that his father was unfathomable. Just when he thought he was getting close to his father, he pulled some distance away. Isn't my father too strong? This punch is so majestic. Garp clenched his fists, he wanted to punch people to death just like his father. How handsome and majestic, a real man should be like this. Chen Qingtian landed, he folded his arms and approached Xiaohei. Are you all right? Xiaohei shook her head and rested for a while, she could move now. I'm fine, thanks Uncle. It's fine, Garp, how about you? Turning back to Garp, Garp shook his head, indicating that he was fine. Sengoku, lying on the ground, won't wake up for a while. Chen Qingtian looked at the ship again, and there were slaves on it. Those female slaves, they were bound, they couldn't move. The torture of the pirate made them dare not come down. Even if the pirate died, they dared not move around. Leave the rest to you. Garp. Okay, father. Xiaohei. No problem, uncle. The finishing work was handed over to the two, and Chen Qingtian picked up Sengoku in one hand and treated his wound. Put it by the tree until he wakes up. Chen Qingtian sat on the tree, quietly looking at the ocean outside. His thoughts drifted far, far away. The unconscious Sengoku murmured. He woke up, opened his eyes, hissed in pain. The strong recovery ability allows their bodies to quickly recover part of the body, and the rest is fine. Not a mortal wound. Sengoku stood up puzzled. At the first moment, he rushed out, Xiaohei. Looking over there was no sign of Xiaohei. In a hurry, he wanted to rush over. What if Xiaohei died? After taking 2 steps, he fell to the ground. Xiaohei, who was packing up, heard the sound. He stepped out of the boat and saw Sengoku wake up. She stood on the boat and waved. Sengoku, I'm here, you don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. Garp, come quickly, Sengoku is awake. Garp heard this and stepped out. Haha, Sengoku, it's okay, we're all alive. Seeing Sengoku's confused look puts Garp in a better mood. Xiaohei, I've rescued you, you can continue to lie down, it's none of your business here. Xiaohei. Hey, you have to be ashamed. Sengoku. Why don't I trust you? With Garp's appearance, how could he be Bliss' opponent? There is only one answer, and that is. Turning back, he looked at uncle sitting on the tree, alone in a daze. He understood that it was the uncle who came to save them. Sengoku came to Chen Qingtian and bowed. Thank you, uncle. Chen Qingtian's thoughts were pulled back. He smiled and waved his hands. It's just a small matter, not worth mentioning. Come down and sit next to Sengoku. Sengoku is trembling. Uncle is by his side. The pressure is great. The two sat for a long time. Sengoku asked, Uncle, you are so strong, why do you stay on a remote island? At the beginning, Chen Qingtian didn't show his strength. It feels like a weak chicken, a very weak chicken. Many people laughed at him, he was bullied, he was an alcoholic, he couldn't even take care of the children. Later, somehow, he became stronger, strong pervert. So why is he here? An island where you want nothing, and live a hard life. Chen Qingtian smiled. You will understand later. Maybe, you will like this kind of life in the future. Flat, without waves. Sengoku didn't understand, he kept the question in his heart. What are your future plans? Asked Sengoku looked back, he knew what uncle was asking. He had thought about this question before, for a long, long time. Before going to bed countless times, he thought about this question. The three of them are thinking, wherever they go, they will go together. Uncle, we want to join the army. When Marine, destroy pirates. Give the world a piece of peace. A world without pirates is the most peaceful. The world today is so chaotic. All kinds of pirate groups appear frequently, they burn, kill and plunder, doing all kinds of evil. Most of the pirates are villains, they use whatever means to achieve their goals. Of course, there are also a small number of pirates who are good. They haven't seen it. I want to be a Marine. I want to protect all civilians. They shouldn't be slaughtered by pirates. Tonight, after they saw the means of pirates, they understood. If you want to save the weak, you have to be a Marine. Protect the peace of one side. The little pirate group actually killed so many people and kidnapped a bunch of women to have fun on the boat. They are dehumanizing, they are not human. Are you sure? Chen Qingtian will not stop the path the child chooses. He knew it was impossible to stop this kind of thing. And, isn't Marine bad? Well, at least most of them are good. Pirates, like Marines, are both good and bad. Chen Qingtian asked. When are you planning to go? Sengoku froze for a moment, then looked at Chen Qingtian in surprise. You agree? He thought that Chen Qingtian would disagree, and he needed to waste his time trying to convince him. Did not expect. You've grown up, it's time to see the outside world. Whatever you do, don't do evil. As for me, I don't like to see you become a person who does all kinds of evil. I'm afraid that when the time comes, I will need to kill you with my own hands. Sengoku stood up and said bluntly, No, uncle, trust me, I will never be that kind of person. We all have an ideal, to protect civilians. For justice. We can't be pirates. That's right. Chen Qingtian patted Sengoku's shoulder, and he smiled. It's good that you have such awareness. Each of us is born with something that must be done. Let's do it, boy. The three of you go together and take care of each other. In the future, The three of you will walk together, and you will bear the difficulties together. Sengoku was in awe. Yes. When do you plan to go? Sengoku couldn't wait. Tomorrow, Sengoku smiled honestly. We have inquired. Tomorrow, Marine will come to compile. So, we want to join the army tomorrow. Chen Qingtian. It's been premeditated. If you don't ask them, they will leave by themselves. Go secretly, and when you find out, it's already too late. Sorry, uncle. Sengoku immediately apologized. He knew the behavior of himself and others was abhorrent. But there was no way, he was afraid of being rejected. That night, Garp and the others were busy until late at night. After saving all the girls, they took them to the town to arrange for Aunt Kareem, and most of the money was taken from the pirate ship and given to Aunt Kareem as the resettlement fees for those girls. They have no family, no place to go, and all family members are killed by pirates. Leave a part of the money to the father, not much, a very small part, enough for the father to live for a period of time. The three of them didn't want it and gave it to others. The three little ones looked at the boats. There were 2 boats, and they wanted one of them. Chen Qingtian rejected them, a few brats, and wanted to sail. After a busy night, several people went home to recuperate. Early the next morning, Chen Qingtian woke them up. Most of the 3 of them recovered from their injuries. The physical recovery ability is really powerful. Chen Qingtian couldn't help but sigh. If in the original world, the injury was so serious, it would take half a year to heal. Stand up. 1 or 2, be more energetic. I still sleep late in the early morning. Don't you know what day it is today? Garp looked at Xiaohei, and then at Sengoku. He seemed to be asking what day is today. They were so tired and hard last night, they were injured, and their father didn't let them rest for a day. Do you want to abuse them like this? Father, we almost died last night, and you still want to abuse us? Chen Qingtian slapped Garp. Garp, fly out. Garp, who had been slapped, quickly returned to his original position. They didn't dare to say anything, and the other 2 didn't speak. Garp felt that his father was not in a good mood. He shrank his head, not to provoke his father. Hey, Sengoku, don't you think father is weird today? Sengoku rolled his eyes. Brother, can you not be surprised? We're going to join the army today. Get out of here. It's impossible to be in a good mood if you change someone else. You're still going to provoke uncle at this time, aren't you courting death? You really don't remember what day it is? Garp was puzzled. What day is it? After thinking about it for a long time, it is not a good day. My father's birthday has passed, but my own birthday has not arrived. It's not Garp and Xiaohei's birthday, and it's not a weird day either. He couldn't imagine what day it was. Xiaohei, do you know? Xiaohei held his forehead, not wanting to be with Garp. Oh my god, he really forgot. Go to sleep and forget about everything. Ahem. Let me tell you, today is the day when Marine comes to recruit personnel. Sengoku couldn't stand it, and whispered in Garp's ear. Garp jumped up in fright. He opened his mouth to speak, then stole another glance at his father, and covered his mouth with his hands. F*K. I really forgot. Garp winked at Sengoku. Don't talk nonsense, we sneaked away at noon. He kept his voice as low as possible so that his father would not hear him. Garp was afraid that his father would reject him and block him. Sengoku was helpless. He didn't have time to tell Garp what he said last night. He just told Xiaohei. Garp, this guy, come home, lie down and fall asleep. Sengoku. Huh? Xiaohei. Huh? The 2 looked at each other and smiled helplessly. Then came their hard days. The first is Garp sparring with his father, as the name suggests, is to exercise his fighting ability. Check to see if he made a breakthrough in last night's battle. Sengoku and Xiaohei stood aside, looking sad. Garp was beaten so badly. Every punch is a father's love, full of love. Ah, father, don't slap your face. It hurts, father. Easy, father. Hit me again, I will turn my face and deny anyone. Chen Qingtian beat him harder. Intensify. Even, he used armament hockey. Give Garp a blast. Not for a while. Garp was lying on the ground, bruised and swollen, and he couldn't get up. Was beaten badly. It was Sengoku's second turn, much better. After the beating, he was fine. The third one is Xiaohei, not to mention. Just come or go twice, it's over. This is gone. Garp didn't believe it, so he stood up and asked his father, why are you beating them so lightly, and you beat me as hard as you want? Father, are you targeting me? I'm not happy with being special. Chen Qingtian lowered his head and asked, then you are not happy? Garp. No, no. Dare I say it? You are threatening me. Garp, who was afraid of being beaten again, faltered and didn't dare to say anything. Sengoku and Xiaohei were dying of laughter. They thought that Garp would toughen up once. Unexpectedly, I was still cowardly in the end. To deal with Garp, it must be his father. It's only natural for a father to beat his son. After the beating, let them exercise on their own. Chen Qingtian went back to sleep, just in time for them to slip away. Garp wished he could leave as soon as possible and get out of this cage. He didn't want to be controlled by his father anymore, and he didn't want to be beaten. Let's go. Let's hurry up. Marine is already recruiting. It's late. What if they don't want us? Garp pulled Sengoku and Xiaohei to leave. Xiaohei said, Garp, why don't you say goodbye to uncle? No, tell me, my father won't let me leave. Garp shook his head. Let's leave quickly, we can't let father know. Garp firmly believed that Chen Qingtian would stop him if he didn't let him join the army. Sengoku also persuaded. Garp, let's talk about it. We all told our parents, and they agreed for us to join the army. How can a son not tell his parents when he travels abroad? As the saying goes, parents are here, so they don't travel far. They left this time, not knowing when they would come back. When the time comes back, things may be different. Garp hesitated, and he knew it, but looking at the room, the door was closed, and he walked to the door. After hesitating for a long time, he decided not to speak. Let's go. Sengoku and Xiaohei didn't say anything anymore. The two of them knew how the father and son got along. Uncle really took great pains for Garp. It's a pity that Garp doesn't understand Uncle's heart. Both Xiaohei and Sengoku shook their heads. They naturally knew that as parents, watching their son travel far away, it may take a long time before he comes back. It could be 10 years from now, it could be 20 years from now. For how long, they don't know. This farewell and meeting again, I don't know when and what month. The three came to the town and saw that Marine was recruiting personnel. There was a Marine in the front giving a speech, talking about their achievements and their goals. Ahead, a man wearing a cloak of justice gazes at them. At first glance, the man fell in love with the three of them. The aura of these three people, or the justice they displayed, all attracted him deeply. Hello, my name is Kong, are you here to join the army? Three people introduced one after another. Hi, my name is Sengoku. Hi, my name is Garp. Hi, my name is He. Kong was very happy, he had 3 good seedlings, and this time, they didn't go in vain. Come on, I'll take you to fill in the information. Joining Marine is the wisest decision in your life. You will be grateful for today's decision in the future. As empty as a chatterbox, he took 3 people to fill in the information. There are not many steps to join the Marine, so don't make it difficult for you. Normally, they like you to join the Marine. Most people become pirates, because pirates have no restrictions, are free, and can do whatever they want. Let go of the evil in your heart, and some are forced to be pirates. When you get used to it, they don't want to be restrained. Money, beauty, power, being a pirate, having all kinds of wonderful lives. No money, go snatch. No beauty, go snatch it. Live unhappily, to snatch, to slaughter. Marine is the one who restrains this group of pirates. They uphold justice and do it with their hearts. Most of them joined Marine because they were persecuted by pirates. Either for revenge, or for the ideal in the heart. Sora likes Garp and Sengoku because he sees justice in their eyes. They are not for vengeance, or for any other reason, but because of the inner light. This kind of person is a good seed for Marine. You guys, why did you join Marine? Inquire normally, and be their guide. Sengoku replied. To protect others. It's simple and straightforward. Pure thoughts, coupled with Sengoku's afro, make Sora like it even more. Very well, Sengoku, you passed the hunger test. Simple to the extreme test. Joining Marine, there are not many tests. Unlike pirates, you want to join, come up with something they like, or, you have the ability. Garp. Why did you join the Marine? Garp said sternly, for justice. Kong said speechlessly. To be honest, why did you join Marine? Garp is twitchy. No. Why do you believe what Sengoku says, but you doubt me when I say it? Are you targeting me, you old bastard, for happiness? Garp's answer was denied by Sora, and Sora continued to ask. Garp, speak well. Say what you want to say most in your heart, instead of empty words. Sincerity and insincerity, nothing can tell. You lied, boy. Garp blushed, and whispered, to stay away from the abuse. Sora thought he heard it wrong, so he asked Garp to say it again. Garp said nothing. Sengoku and Xiaohei understood, they understood the meaning. Garp, you are a real cow. Have you been abused? An angry expression appeared on Kong's face. My subordinates were actually abused. It's unreasonable. Who is it? You tell me, and I will vent your anger on you. Who is so bold to abuse a child? Doesn't he know that Garp is still a child? My father. Garp doesn't think it's a big deal when he sees the excitement, and he speaks out. Kong's imposing manner came down instantly. Your father, that's it. Garp. Brother Kong, do you want me to take you to my house? Kong shook his head. No, Dad beats son, is that called abuse? He couldn't have grown so strong if his father had abused him. Look at his muscles, which are thicker than his. Brother Kong, my father beats me every day, since I was a child, you don't know, he. The following is Garp's performance. The previous experience, after passing through his mouth, has changed a lot. My father is a bad guy, and I am a good guy. At the same time, focus on explaining how powerful and smart you are. Brother Kong, you said my father treated me like this, and you won't help me. Garp said aggrievedly, besides, my father refused to let me join the army. I came out secretly. Kong was taken aback. What? You mean you came to join the army secretly? Your father didn't know? Garp shook his head. Kong has a headache, this young man is not sensible. He asked Sengoku and Xiaohei again. Do your parents know? The two nodded. Kong breathed a sigh of relief. That's good, that's good. Garp, you can join the army next time. Garp. What's the situation? You don't even want me. Garp said angrily, Brother Kong, you don't want me? Why? The enraged Garp was upset, he rolled up his sleeves and was about to fight. Kong said directly. First of all, we do not accept children whose parents do not agree to join the army. I want to explain this point to you. Second, your family is quite special. I hope you can finish your family affairs before joining the army. Sora didn't want to make trouble either, he was already very satisfied with receiving Sengoku and Xiaohei, so it was nothing to let one go. Garp doesn't listen to that, he walks up to Kong. Give me a reason, otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Sengoku and Xiaohei pull Garp, don't be impulsive. Young man, he is Marine, what do you want to do? Besides, it was you who wanted to cheat him. Don't be fooled, you Garp's little thought, who doesn't know? Kong smiled. You two get out of the way, I want to see how rude he is. You forced me, Brother Kong. Garp does it, he is too lazy to talk nonsense, and he will never think about things that can be done. The other Marines noticed a change and were suppressed by the air, and they watched the show by the side. Others were separated. The battle between Sora and Garp is imminent. Eat me with a punch. Kong smiled and said, eat it, I want you to see it, we Marine. Fist, blink down. Iron body. Kong used iron body in a hurry, and Garp's movement was too fast, beyond his expectations. The next moment, there was pain in his chest. Squeak. With one punch, he almost flew out. Thanks to his gritted teeth for support, his feet grabbed the ground. Feet sunk halfway into the ground. He stepped back 3 meters, his hands trembling. What a heavy punch. Kong trembled in his heart, this punch had cost him half his life. Garp's fist was so hard and heavy, he couldn't take another punch. Iron body couldn't stand Garp's iron fist either. Ahem, Garp, let it go. Garp refused. Shave. Iron fist. Garp's fist continued to slam down, but he didn't hold much space, he punched and slammed. With one punch, the two of them repelled the person next to them with their shocking momentum. Putting down his fist, Sora's hand was trembling. Garp, it's just like everyone else. Sora was shocked, Garp's fist was really hard. F*K. What did this Garp grow up on? Such a hard fist. His strength is almost catching up with me. As a Marine leader, how could he lose face in public? He and Garp exchanged punches again, and the two were evenly matched. Speed, strength, are various skills, they are all about the same. After fighting for half an hour, the battle between the two was considered to be over. Garp, I don't want to fight anymore, it's boring. Sora is not calm anymore, his body was tattered. There isn't a single good one, and Garp is about the same. The two have similar strengths, but they can't do anything to each other. But how old is Garp? How about myself? A comparison, empty, autistic. I have worked so hard for so many years, and exercised on dogs. This Garp, I'm going to order. After the test, Garp's strength gave Sora a huge surprise. This talent, he must decide, no one can take Garp away. Miss He. What about you? Why did you join Marine? Xiaohei stroked her hair, she pointed at Garp and Sengoku. I don't worry if they come. Two reckless men with only passion in their minds and no extra thoughts. As soon as my forehead gets hot, I rush forward and start working, never thinking about the things behind. Keeping an eye on these two people to prevent them from being tricked is also for their safety. Null. What's the meaning? Are the two of them very good? Xiaohei continued. The two hot-headed people are young and frivolous. I'm afraid they will make mistakes. I don't want to see them die in peace, and I have to help them pay for their funeral. The words are vicious and ruthless, for the right reasons, no lies. Xiaohei told the truth, provoking both Sengoku and Garp, who were aggrieved. Garp did not admit that he was a reckless man. He said, Xiaohei, I have no problem with you saying that Sengoku is a reckless man. You can't call me a reckless man. I, Garp, have brains. It's not a no-brainer like Sengoku, who rushes into his head and doesn't think about anything. Sengoku gave Garp a blank look. Who is Xiaohei talking about? Don't you have any idea? Garp. What do you mean by that? Believe it or not, my head just popped off. Garp pointed to his head and said, come on, if you can beat me, lousy will be your surname. Sengoku waved his fist, as if he was going to do it. When the two get together, they can really do it. Xiaohei drew his sword, stood between the two of them, and said coldly, you two are almost done, there are outsiders around, don't make trouble. Garp and Sengoku noticed that they became the center point, and all eyes were on them. The two were unwilling to let go of their hands, and if they didn't fight now, they would definitely fight when there were fewer people. Look, with their personalities, without me, there would definitely be trouble. Xiaohei retracted his sword and said boringly. Empty forehead, really difficult to do. Congratulations, you are a member of Marine. Xiaohei, he is a good seedling. A true advisor, calm, wise, and most importantly able to restrain a certain two hot-headed men. The three together are a perfect match. You three are welcome. Kong stretched out his hand. Xiaohei and the others looked at them indifferently. Xiaohei said, it's okay to join Marine, but we want to know who our superior is. Null. Isn't it obvious enough? I am your superior leader. I'm the biggest guy here, so naturally I'm leading the three of you. The three of them were stunned. Xiaohei said, since we have to pass the postgraduate entrance examination to join the army, you also have to pass our postgraduate entrance examination if you want to be our boss. Sengoku nodded. That's right, not everyone can be our boss. Without strength, you can't lead us. A few people are difficult to deal with, but they are together to the outside world. Kong was dumbfounded. Hey, what do you three mean? Isn't my fight with Garp just now not enough to catch your attention? Ms. He. Do you want to compete with me? Xiaohei drew his sword. It's not impossible, I want to test your strength, and then decide whether to follow you. We are all arrogant, and not everyone can lead us. Without strength, you want to be the boss, it is impossible. Kong smiled bitterly. Aha, since that's the case, let's go to our camp to compete, there are too many people here. It is good. A group of people followed Marine to their camp, a closed area where outsiders cannot enter. Marines like to watch the sparring, they stand on the sidelines and watch from a distance. Lieutenant is going to fight the newcomer, which happens once in 10 years. I encountered a few hard stubbles and it was difficult to deal with them. I am optimistic about Kong Lieutenant. After all, he has served in Marine for so many years, and his strength is beyond doubt. I also think Sora Lieutenant is amazing. Must be Lieutenant. I am optimistic about those three people, they are not simple. That's what I said too. Look at that black boy, how strong, Lieutenant was almost blown away by him. The lady is not bad, she seems to be a swordsman. Afro heads may be the trump card. The spectators give their opinions, and they all have people who are optimistic. Lieutenant is the most optimistic, after all, Lieutenant's strength is very strong. At least in East Blue, he can run wild. The first sparring match was between Xiaohei and Zhangkong, and the two stood in the center of the open space. Kong waved his hand. You attack first. Lady first. Xiaohei will not be polite, she draws the sword, the sound of the sword roars, Xiaohei gently strokes the blade. Her sword is not the supreme big sharp knife, nor is it a big fast knife, it is just an ordinary sword blade. The attack power is naturally not as powerful as the Wushang Dakuedao. Kong has no weapons, and his body is the strongest weapon. Xiaohei asked, Draw out your weapon. Kong waved his fists. This is it. It is good. Xiaohei doesn't worry about these things. Some people, like Garp, believe in their own bodies. They have tempered their bodies to a point hard enough to steal their weapons. Shave. Xiaohei sped up and disappeared in place, her sword blade slashed past Kong's ear. The wind howled, the air was empty, and a few hairs were cut off. A streak of red appeared on the cheek, empty and hurt. He touched his cheek and asked in surprise, "This? So fast." Feeling in her heart, Xiaohei's speed is faster than Garp's. She focuses on improving her speed. The focus of the three people is different, and the attack methods are naturally different. Shave. Shave. Also Marine 6 styles, Sora is more proficient than Xiaohei and others. Finger pistol. Iron body. The finger pistol's attack was intercepted by the sword, and Xiaohei stretched out his fingers, and also used the finger pistol. Kong's chest was as hard as iron, and his iron body defended. The two sparred for a long time, but failed to get any benefits. You guys also Marine 6 styles? Sora had already seen it when he was fighting Garp. Now that Xiaohei used it, he was even more sure. How did they come to Marine 6 styles? Xiaohei didn't explain. Chen Qingtian taught them so that they couldn't speak out. Tempest kick. Finger pistol. Cut. Xiaohei's attacks were quick and continuous. One move after another, there was a crashing sound in the air. Sora found Xiaohei's weakness, her strength was a flaw. After bombarding more than 10 punches in succession, Xiaohei was defeated. Empty, victorious. You lost, ma'am. It was very difficult to win, and Kong gasped for breath. All three of them are very strong, even he is very strong, and almost capsized. You won, Kong. Xiaohei is willing to bet and admit defeat. If you win, you can lead me. Third, it's Sengoku's turn. He touched his afro and smiled honestly. I'm a little worse than the two of them, Brother Kong, please be merciful. Kong didn't dare to underestimate them, this person might have special abilities. Their Marine 6 styles proficiency is not low, and the number of years of practice is not low. I don't know how many years I had practiced. Bring it on. Sora doesn't need to rest, he wants to end the battle quickly. Take down Suru and Sengoku, and Garp, the troublesome guy whose father is a hard one to talk to. At least from what Garp said, Sora could draw such a conclusion. Sengoku, attack me with all your might. Sengoku kept smiling. Brother Sora, you have to be gentle, I'm weak. Sora relaxed a little bit, looking at Sengoku's appearance, he wouldn't lie to himself. He may be really weak, then, I will hold back a little bit. Boom. With a punch, Sengoku rushed over. His proficiency in shaving is not low, and his speed is not as good as that of Xiaohei, but it is about the same. His fist is not the same as Garp's fist. Garp's fist is thick and powerful, crushing with real strength. Sengoku's attack had a rhythm, like a shock. The energy entered the body along the fist, and Kong's body paused briefly. Sengoku beamed, empty, hit. Brother Kong, thank you for keeping your hand. Then, there was a beating. Finger pistol. Fist and bombardment. Shock punch. Tempest kick. Iron body. Attacked more than a dozen moves, and fed them all to Brother Kong, who ate them all. Sora wakes up from a timeout, and he defends with an iron body. The body has already suffered 180 tons of damage and is vomiting blood. The two of them sparred without any injuries. Unexpectedly, the ship capsized here at Sengoku. Cough cough. It's a big loss. Sora stared at Sengoku, you little guy, you're so sinister. What a 6. Sengoku's behavior is more disgusting than Garp's. At least, he was disgusted. Brother Kong, are you alright? Sengoku thought to himself, sure enough, Uncle's moves are invincible. Lower the enemy's alert, then give him a thunderous blow. The effect is not bad, you can do it again. Sora wiped away the blood, he looked at Sengoku with cold eyes. I'm fine, it won't matter how many times you attack like this. Hold on. Very hurt inside, he wants to pay back. Garp said to Xiaohei. It's still Sengoku, an old cunt who is more powerful, and he was tricked into it. Xiaohei. We are too honest, we will suffer. Garp pondered. Can I be like him? Xiaohei. Maybe. Tricks are not afraid of being old, but of not being effective. After all, they understood what Chen Qingtian said, why Chen Qingtian always said that Sengoku is a 6th child. That's the way it is, if you become ruthless, anyone can cheat you. The situation on the battlefield is fleeting, and I want to beat Sengoku, but he dodges. Pull. The distance between the two is widened. Sengoku, don't fight an uncertain war. Brother Kong, that's all. That's all. Let's call it a day. Kong refused to stop. Since the fight started, he couldn't stop. Sengoku, it hasn't started yet, so don't stop. Hit me until I vomit blood and embarrass me, and you still want to stop there. Impossible. Kong was the first to disagree. Brother Nakong, if you punch me, I won't fight back. Stand where you are and close your eyes. You hit me, and I punch you back. Sora hesitated. Sengoku said so, can he still move him? What he didn't notice was that Sengoku approached him. Getting closer. Brother Kong, hurry up and do it. Kong hesitated. He was thinking about whether to make a move. Then, he flew out. Hang on the wall. Sengoku's punch was so heavy that the people next to him felt pain when they saw it. Garp and Xiaohei looked at each other, and it was true. The old Yinbi began to flirt again. Big Brother Kong is so honest, he got tricked twice in a row. Amen. Amen. The two prayed to Brother Kong at the same time. You did it yourself, no wonder others. Kong walked out from the wall, and with his right hand, the whole wall collapsed. Furious, he wanted to settle accounts with Sengoku, but unexpectedly attacked him. There is no reason for this. A scholar can be killed but not humiliated. Kong, don't you want to lose face? Sengoku smiled and said, Brother Sora, you won. Let's call it a day. I surrender. The sudden words stopped Sora's thoughts of continuing to act. His raised hand was lowered and raised again. Back and forth a few times. I am not reconciled. Why did I get beaten twice? If you say pause, then pause. His subordinates looked at him. Sora knew he couldn't be stupid. It's just 2 punches from you. Don't worry, I won't take it to heart. Say the next sentence word by word. Sengoku ignored his expression. He patted the dust off his hands, and said, Brother Sora, you are so strong. I was almost killed by you, but fortunately, Brother Sora, you showed mercy. In front of his subordinates, he must give the future big brother face. They don't want to be put on by big brothers. The younger brothers booed when they heard this. The lieutenant is the strongest. Brother Kong is awesome. Let me just say, it must be empty lieutenant to release water. If Sora lieutenant really makes a move, the 3 of them won't be able to make one move. Our big brother is so nice. Love to your subordinates. Brother Kong. Brother. Gaining a wave of respect from the younger brothers, most of the air was wiped out. For the sake of being so sensible, I won't bother you. Okay. Sengoku, Suru, and Garp, welcome to the Marine family. In the future, we will share difficulties and share blessings. Brothers, they are welcome to join. As a boss, there is a welcome ceremony. Simply eat a meal and get acquainted with it by the way. It's easy to chat with friends. They finish their meal and decide the time to leave in the afternoon. Before they leave, they need to find Garp's father. After shopping for a few things, the 4 of them went to visit Chen Qingtian together without any of his men. After walking all the way, several people have not arrived yet. Kong looked up at the sky, and then at the distance, but saw no house. How much longer, Garp? Garp walked in the front. He didn't hear this sentence. Sengoku explained to Brother Sora. It's right ahead, we'll be there soon, Brother Sora. Sora followed for a while, and he asked, Sengoku, are you familiar with Garp's father? Familiar, Brother Kong. If you want to talk about other people, I may not be familiar with it. If you want to talk about Garp's father, I am very familiar with it, right, Xiaohei? Xiaohei nodded. I am also very familiar with it. Kong chased after him and asked, could it be that he is very strong? Could that person be the teacher who trained the 3 of them? Anyone who can teach Marine 6 styles to children must have been a Marine. After all, 6 forms is Marine's unique skill, which is beyond the reach of ordinary people. Pirates don't even bother to learn about Marine. Could it be Marine's retired senior? 4 people came to the house, and Chen Qingtian was plowing the field. Work hard to sow seeds and grow some fruits and food he likes. When the busy farming season comes, he will be busy for a while. Sengoku carefully said to Brother Sora. Brother Sora, that's Garp's father. Wait and be careful what you say. Don't make Uncle unhappy. I'm afraid he will punch you. Kong laughed loudly. It's okay, it's just a punch, I can still bear it. Xiaohei interrupted. Brother Kong, I'm afraid that if Uncle punches you, you might die. Null. If you get punched, you will die. Is there such an exaggeration? Miss Suru, Sengoku boy, don't you two underestimate me? Sora didn't believe what the 2 said. He was suspected of being exaggerated, the strongest people in a small place ruled the roost nearby. He, Sora lieutenant, but who had seen the strong, how could he be overwhelmed by a man who looked like an uncle? People were killed with one punch. The two have short-sightedness, so they think that Chen Qingtian is very powerful, and at the same time underestimate the strength of Kong. When I sparred with you, I only used 50% of my strength. Do you think my strength is like that? I can only say that you are totally wrong. I, Kong, a Marine Elite member, won the title of Marine's strongest rookie for 3 consecutive times, and also won the Marine Singles Champion for 2 consecutive times. I don't know how many self-righteous and powerful people I have defeated with my fists. Before they fought me, 1 or 2 were awesome. In the end, they were not beaten to the ground by me. Kong introduced his resume, which is very exciting. Take a closer look, it's really awesome. The name can fool a lot of people. Whether they know Marine is amazing or not, they will think it is amazing. You go to the Marine headquarters and see so many monster-like geniuses, you will be ashamed of your innocence today. What I want to tell you is, genius, the new world is all over the place. You, when you get there, are just ordinary members. Don't be self-righteous. Don't think you are strong. You are, in fact, weak. Sengoku and Xiaohe ignored his lesson that Chen Qingtian was the strongest they had ever seen. Even if it is empty, it is nothing more than that. Even they are difficult to deal with, it is impossible to get a punch in front of Uncle. Xiaohe reminded. Brother Kong, be careful yourself, remember, don't be impulsive. Sengoku also said. I can only pray for you, I hope you will laugh when the time comes. While not worried about Garp's exit, Sengoku worried for the heir. This leader doesn't seem very smart, and he likes to solve problems with his fists. When encountering Uncle, he will be severely educated. Chen Qingtian is busy with his work, he will not go on to the second one until he finishes one task. The 3 trained for 3 years and gave Chen Qingtian a lot of rewards. Every time they cared, there was a surprise. There are so many surprises, Chen Qingtian doesn't care about the so-called surprises. His strength has increased a lot, and he doesn't know exactly what stage he has reached. In Chen Qingtian's eyes, the 3 little ones who became stronger were just a matter of one punch. His current punch can crush the hillside not far away. Defense is Chen Qingtian's strongest, his defense ability, to be honest, is very strong. For the time being, nothing can break through his defense, and ordinary swords can't break his defense at all. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian, Devil Fruit, Zone Turtle Fruit, 74. Skills. Iron Body LV40, Finger Pistol V33, Moonwalk LV33, Shaved LV32, Tempest Kick LV35, Paper Arts LV41, Armament Hakilv 30, Observation Hakilv 35, Punch LV24. Devil Fruit Ability. Anti-Injury. The development level of Devil Fruit is as high as 74, giving Chen Qingtian another ability of Devil Fruit. Anti-Injury, when attacked, will return part of the damage to the opponent. At present, the proportion of anti-injury is not very high, only about 1/10. As his strength increases, the damage of counter-injury will increase at an accelerated rate. Iron Body has the highest level, level 40, and it is very difficult to increase the level after reaching the later stage. His Iron Body is almost integrated with his body. Chen Qingtian can use it without needing it, and it will spread all over the body automatically. When the Iron Body merges with the body, his defense will be improved to a higher level. Other skills have been improved to a certain extent, these are obtained by the 3 little ones' hard training. Love them and grow yourself. Observation Hockey improves faster than Armament Hockey, and Chen Qingtian has a higher talent for Observation Hockey. With the Devil Fruit bonus, his Observation Hockey auto-trains quickly surpassing Armament Hockey. Conqueror's Hockey has not been learned for the time being, and the tasks Chen Qingtian gets are all daily tasks, and there are no major projects. Ding. I have come to visit you unprecedentedly. The future Marine Commander is coming. When you were young, can you take care of him when you see him? When the beautiful jade in the rough comes, how can we not love it? Mission. Give Kong a huge shock, let him understand the importance of caring. Reward. All skill levels increased by 1 level, Devil Fruit development increased by 10. Young man, if you don't care about them, how can you grow yourself? Remarks. You must care for Kong in front of the 3 friends. The task is very strange. Doesn't it mean that you want to care for them in front of them? Don't you want to lose face? Your request for caring is too strange, Chen Qingtian wants to refuse. Unfortunately, it was too much. Can't say no. Hello. Is this Garp's father, Chengtian? Kong asked politely, and he explained the purpose of his visit. First, I'm Marine Lieutenant Kong, and I am also the person in charge of accepting new recruits this time. Your son Garp intends to join the Marine and become a glorious soldier. I hope you can let him join the army. Chen Chengtian didn't care, he continued to hoe the ground. Work first, everything else second. The deflated Kong was not reconciled, and continued. Hello, Garp's father, for the sake of Garp's future, I suggest you let him join the army. Don't worry, I will train him well and try to make him the backbone of Marine in the future. Garp has the talent to be a Marine. Instead of letting him waste his talent on the island, it is better to give him a stage to realize his ambition. Let me tell you my ideals, everything starts with children. We are all for the kids. They want to join the army, this is their dream, as a father, you should support them, not hinder them. And then? Kong choked, Chen Chengtian's words asked him. Then he can become a successful person, isn't your face also bright? Isn't it the dream of every man to honor his ancestors? Every teenager wants to surpass his father and tell them that if you can do it, I can do it too. Garp looked eagerly at his father, expecting his father's nod. Chen Chengtian put down his hoe, and when he came to Kong, he was overwhelmed with a powerful aura. It was as if a giant beast awakened from ancient times was standing in front of him. Look down, watch. One look, giving Kong huge pressure. Body, unable to move. At that moment, Sora felt very small. Like an ant on the ground, vulnerable. I wonder if it's dangerous outside? Kong said. There is definitely danger, but don't worry, with me around, no one can hurt them. I promise. Kong said firmly. None of his men could move. Oh? Chen Chengtian glanced at the sky coldly, and said, You look very weak, can you protect them well? Null. The three of Sengoku. Sure enough, Brother Sora is very weak in Uncle's eyes. Come on, show your ability, I will decide whether to let Garp follow you. Chen Chengtian said bluntly, I don't agree with your strength for the time being, it needs to be tested. Of course, you don't have to accept it. Kong seemed to be insulted, but there were still people who didn't believe him. Since graduation, anyone who saw him had to say hello obediently. His talent, his strength, is the best among his peers. Among Marine's peers, no one can surpass him. Sora could confidently answer, none of them. For the older generation, Kong also surpassed some people. Sora is full of confidence in his own strength. Today, being looked down upon and insulting him is not capable enough. Empty, unbearable. Come on, let's see how amazing people are who teach people like Garp. Kong took a stance, a defensive stance, for Chen Chengtian to attack. Chen Chengtian shook his head. You hit me. Pointing to his chest, Chen Chengtian said with a smile. Come on, attack here with all your strength, don't hold back. Arrogant. Improper person. If you hit me, I won't fight back. If you beat me back, you win. This sentence is the most pretended. As soon as the words came out, Kong became angry. Sengoku and others dare not look at it. Sure enough, Uncle is still your uncle. Uncle's attitude has always been so arrogant, treating everyone the same. Xiaohe, do you think Big Brother Kong can do it? Xiaohe shook his head. I don't know, Uncle's strength is unfathomable. Garp. I am optimistic about Brother Kong, he will definitely be able to. It's just a matter of repelling father, it's a small matter. Garp often does. Sengoku shook his head. Garp underestimated Uncle. Usually it was Uncle who released the water, so they could easily fight him off. Seriously, Uncle is very strong, Brother Kong is in danger. Empty. Accumulate momentum. His hands are attached to black, armament hockey infused. Kong didn't intend to let the water go, since Chen Chengtian was a big supporter, he couldn't let him underestimate him. Armament hockey. Bang bang. The fists touched, making the sound of metal touching. He descends in full force, from above to below. The strength is further strengthened, his fist was burning like a flame. Empty, leaving nothing to spare. Go down, you. An imposing fist, Sora's all-powerful move, hit the target. Chen Chengtian didn't dodge, and punched him forcefully. It is very powerful, coupled with the flames generated at high speed, the physical damage is attached to the magic damage. Kong's brain is very smart. When the two kinds of damage are combined, whichever one you defend against, you will be hurt by the other. However, he was facing Chen Chengtian, a man with a body like a monster. The moment the fist touches the body, the flame goes out. The fist stopped moving forward. Empty, fly out. Staggering and falling to the ground, his face was full of shock. How is this possible? Is it impossible for such a thing to happen? He was unscathed. I do not believe. Kong was dazed. His own fists were useless, not even breaking through Chen Qingtian's defense. Instead, he got hurt. His fists trembled, his body trembled. Part of the damage returned from the wound made him look hideous. Too much force, short pauses in the hands. Continue. Chen Qingtian raised his hand, signaling Kong to continue. His strength has not yet been recognized by Chen Qingtian. The defense is really high, and the anti-injury is also easy to use. If you look at Kong's face, you know that he has suffered a loss. My defense is too strong. How is it compared to Teacher Kaido's undead body? Comparing the two, Chen Qingtian is not as good for now. He needs more time to practice and strengthen himself. Little Sora also wants to break through my defense. It's a fool's dream, but his strength is not bad, stronger than the three of Sengoku. He's learned armament hockey, and observation hockey probably will too. It seems that Marine wants to focus on training him, that is, the future Marine commander, naturally must focus on training. Chen Qingtian, who is familiar with the plot, naturally understands that Kong is a big shot in Marine in the future. The real big man, the marshal can be changed at any time, but he is as stable as Mount Tai. With him, Marine will not fall. The real Dingai Shenzhen. I do not believe. I don't believe I can't break through your defense. Kong didn't know failure, he wanted to charge. He doesn't believe in that kind of thing. How can a person's defensibility be so pervert? The second punch is more powerful. The killer's air, this punch is really powerful. Pity. He flew out. The second time. The third time. The fourth time. 10th time. He, lying on the ground, seriously doubted life. The onlookers were stunned, and they took pity on Kong. What a miserable brother Kong, he was abused too badly. Usually the uncle lets us in. Xiaohei responded to Sengoku's words. That's right, uncle is too perverted. How strong is his defense? Without a shot, brother Kong fell down. One punch to kill Sora. This sentence is not a joke. The two of them were once again shocked by Chen Qingtian's strength, and they gave up the idea of making trouble for Chen Qingtian in the future. Garp, dumbfounded. Father, too strong. Since, the skin is not broken at all. F*K. 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 3 shit in a row, Garp was shocked. He couldn't close his mouth, looked at his fist, and then at his father. He bowed his head. Don't provoke father for now, he's so pervert. I'll still work hard to practice for another 10 years, and I'll definitely be able to surpass my father by then. Originally practicing for 1 year, it was delayed for 10 years, which increased tenfold. Garp's confidence was shattered yet again. I don't want to move anymore. Can't break the defense. It doesn't matter how many times you attack. He was ready to give up. Chen Qingtian said, you won. Garp, you can take it away, your strength is good. After being praised by Chen Qingtian, Kong couldn't help laughing. He took a step back, purposely making it empty. Kong didn't want to admit it, he hesitated. Garp didn't care about that, he said excitedly, brother Kong, I knew you could do it. Kong. I am so self-closing, if I knew it earlier, I would not come. Fortunately, his subordinates didn't come, otherwise, if they saw his miserable appearance, would he still hang out in the Marine? Otherwise, when the subordinates introduced the boss, they would say that our boss fell without breaking the defense. How embarrassing to say it. Brother Kong, let's go. From now on, I will be your most loyal subordinate. Garp. I can't wait to get out of here. Lest father regret it at that time, he can't leave even if he wants to. Sengoku and others wondered, Garp, do you want to die? Uncle, thank you for taking care of me these 3 years. Sengoku bowed and thanked. Xiaohei followed suit and bowed. Uncle, thank you. The two bowed, but Garp didn't want to bow, so the 3 of them forced him to bow. Father, my son is going to join the army, don't miss me from now on. Ode a beating. Chen Qingtian jumped up and beat Garp up. After a stick of incense, Garp, with a bruised nose and swollen face, followed Kong and left the forest. Thus begins their journey. In the afternoon, Sora and the others left the island with Garp, and the marine journey of the 3 began now. Their new life will encounter tribulations, dangers, and various choices. They will grow up through experiences. The future depends on the choices they make. When they grow up, they leave the arms of their parents and face the disaster of nature. Young eagle, spread your wings and fly high. I left and I don't know when I'll be back. After getting along for 3 years, it is a lie to say that there is no relationship. The sons I raised by myself set off, feeling reluctant to part with them. Suddenly, a feeling of loneliness came to my heart. Chen Qingtian stared at their leaving back for a long time. Standing on the top of the mountain for an hour, Chen Qingtian was reluctant to go home. Back home, he looked at the empty home, without Garp making noise, and without Sengoku studying hard, without Xiaohei greeting him back, and eating together. He missed it very much. In an instant, I couldn't adapt. He looked at it for a long time and went to work. After working for a while, I was not in the mood, so I sat down and rested. When he is not in the mood to work, he just sits. Blink, it's night. He cooks alone and eats alone, which is tasteless. Put down the bowls and chopsticks, don't eat. Receive rewards and upgrade all skills by 1 level. A bumper harvest. Kong gave too many rewards, and Chen Qingtian's strength improved rapidly. His strength is getting stronger and stronger. For the development of devil fruit, the more experience. Host. Monkey D. Qingtian, Chen Qingtian, devil fruit. Zone turtle fruit, 84. Skills. Iron Body LV41, Finger Pistol V34, Moonwalk LV34, Shaved LV33, Tempest Kick LV36, Paper Arts LV42, Armament Hakilv 31, Observation Hakilv 36, Punch LV25. Devil Fruit Ability. Anti-injury. The development of Devil Fruit has been improved by 10, which is a huge improvement, and it is still 1 step away from the development of 100. There are 16 more to complete the initial development. The second step is probably the Fruit Awakening. I don't know what form the developed fruit will be, and which one of the Phantom Beast, or the new Phantom Beast Devil Fruit. The ability to provide is very strange. Chen Qingtian is looking forward to his Devil Fruit. The anti-injury ability has also improved a little, not much. Chen Qingtian's defense, standing here and hitting the 3 little ones, the more they fight, the weaker he becomes. With the anti-injury ability, he doesn't need to do anything, the 3 little ones will automatically get down. The magic skill retaliates, how much it comes, how much it retaliates. After 100 counter injuries, this skill is an out-and-out god skill. Hit me and wait for yourself. Injure yourself 100, and give back 100 to your opponent. The more you hit me, the more you hurt yourself. Unless, the enemy's physical fitness far exceeds Chen Qingtian. Is it possible? Next, continue to develop Devil Fruit. When the development is complete, leave the island. There is nothing to miss on this island for the time being. Garp and the others are going to join the army, and it is not an option for Chen Qingtian to stay here alone. Relying on self-cultivation, the speed of improvement is slow. It is better to find a better way of cultivation. In East Blue, there are only a few people who can satisfy Chen Qingtian. He thought of a good place. Let's go then. Practice first. 1 person. Without the 3 little ones, Chen Qingtian's cultivation is above board. There is no need to hide it. No one watches, and no one steals lessons. In this way, a year has passed. In the past year, Chen Qingtian made 2 trips to collect grain and saved some grain. It is enough for him to eat and drink for a period of time in the future, and he stores it well. Stored in the most advanced way, it can be stored for at least a year. It's been a year and it's time to get out of here. In 1 year, Chen Qingtian integrated all his abilities, and Marine 6 styles skillfully integrated them. Based on his physical condition, he successfully comprehended the special skill of returning life. Familiar with controlling the energy of the whole body, enter a special state. The ability to freely control a certain part of one's body can also improve one of one's own abilities. The return of life that Chen Qingtian comprehend can greatly improve the defense and life recovery ability, and the speed and strength can be increased to a small extent. Belonging is that all states have been increased, and the emphasis is different. In the state of returning life, Chen Qingtian's strength has reached an even more terrifying level. 1 year's income and more, he is still trying to integrate the 6 styles and comprehend the profound meaning. Almost, Chen Qingtian felt that Marine 6 styles was low level. He needs to raise his level and then comprehend the mysteries. After packing up his bags, Chen Qingtian went to town. Kareem, I'm leaving home for a while, it may take a few years, please take care of my home. Aunt Kareem was surprised when she heard what Chen Qingtian said. That man had never left the island. Today, he actually wanted to leave. A very strange thing. Do you want to leave? Aunt Kareem asked again. Are you sure? It's very dangerous outside. Pirates are everywhere. They kill people without blinking an eye. If you meet them, with your strength, you will suffer. In case of hard stubble, whether you can survive or not is up to you. You are different from Garp. They have marine protection. You don't. You are alone, and you are the favorite of pirates. Kareem was very worried. It was too dangerous for Chen Qingtian to leave alone. Going out to sea is best with a boat. Follow the merchant ship and stay safe. Walking alone, without absolute strength, cannot walk on the sea. It's okay. I won't go very far, just go to the nearby town for a walk. Kareem worried. Really go? Chen Qingtian nodded, please. Okay. Aunt Kareem said apologetically, it's out to sea, you have to be careful, you'd better stay away from the pirate ship. Okay, I see. Come back early, don't stay outside for too long. Kareem worried. Chen Qingtian waved his hand and bid farewell to Aunt Kareem. Alone, go far away. Aunt Kareem was still very worried. I hope I don't encounter pirates. Half a month later, town of Rog. On the boat on the shore, a person stepped down. The man bid farewell to the merchant ship and thanked the merchant ship for taking him there. Even if he gave them money, he was still very grateful to them. The boss took the money, so he was naturally polite, and bid farewell to Chen Qingtian repeatedly. For half a month, they got along together and almost became friends. When he arrived at the destination, Chen Qingtian couldn't help sighing. It's better to land, and I'm going crazy by boat. Rogtown, here I come. Opening his hands, Chen Qingtian welcomes the fresh air. The town of Rog is very different. While he was breathing the Rog air, someone pushed him away. Get out of the way, out of the way. A little boy rushed over and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Chen Qingtian lowered his head, the wallet was in his hand, and there was an extra wallet in his other hand. He opened the wallet, quite a few Baileys. It's shiny and golden, and you can buy a lot of good things. Made money. Give him a wallet when they meet, the little boy is really his lucky star. Dinner and accommodation for the past few days have been settled. The moment the little boy appeared and pushed him away, Chen Qingtian saw through his operation. A thief, who specializes in stealing guys like him who come here for the first time. In the eyes of thieves, Chen Qingtian is a big fat sheep who arrived on a merchant ship and is either rich or expensive. Kid, you have to understand the dangers of society, not everyone's wallet can take it. In Chen Qingtian's eyes, the little boy was a novice. The stealing skills are low level compared with him, there is a difference of 10,000 miles. After getting the wallet, Chen Qingtian happily went to the town, which was much more lively than the small island where he was. People come and go, there are many hawkers, and it has a unique flavor of Rogtown. Came to a restaurant, Chen Qingtian walked in, he was generous, not polite. He ordered a lot of dishes, and he bought as much Bailey as he got. There was not a penny left, and he ate a big meal alone. Outside the door, in a corner, a pair of eyes stared at Chen Qingtian, and he beat the wall hard in anger. Seeing Chen Qingtian pay with his wallet, he was even angrier. Damn it, that's my money. If you can't steal, you will be educated. Only after he left did he realize that he had been educated. The opponent is a veteran, and the attack is unconscious. He didn't know when he lost his wallet. It's all gone, my money. He saw that the wallet was empty, and wanted to go up to Chen Qingtian to settle the score. But he didn't dare, that tavern was covered by someone. He went in to make trouble, and was killed in minutes. So, he could only wait. Wait for Chen Qingtian to come out. To his surprise, Chen Qingtian found a room and lived in it. He won't come out. Ah, I'm so pissed off. You bastard, you didn't even come out. It's so annoying. Chen Qingtian was standing in the room. He saw the angry little boy and beat the wall angrily. He crouched there motionless. Chen Qingtian didn't come out, he wouldn't leave. Ding, the task is completed, caring for the children is successful. At this moment, you finally have a certain victory. You can punch the boss of East Blue Kindergarten and kick Rog Elementary School. Reward. Swordsmanship. Receive the reward, Level 1 Swordsmanship. Great surprise, Chen Qingtian's long-awaited sword technique is now released. He has one more skill. Don't be afraid of too many skills, but too many skills can overwhelm you. I'm missing a sword, I'll buy a sword later. Sword, which is the big sharp knife in One Piece. They are also called knives, including Tang Dao, Dakue Dao, Wushang Dakue Dao, and various exotic knives. Chen Qingtian lacks one weapon, the blade, which is undoubtedly the most handsome. As a man, you have to walk with a sword to be handsome. I don't think I can buy a good sword with my current wealth. A good sword is expensive, outrageous kind. Unless you can catch the leak, the chances are too low. Chen Qingtian, without the aura of the protagonist, it is too difficult to find a good sword. The first day passed. The little boy squatted outside. He really isn't leaving. Eat and rest, all squatting in that place. If Chen Qingtian doesn't go out, he won't leave. The money is all on Chen Qingtian. The two are exhausted. The next day. Third day. Until the 10th day, Chen Qingtian still didn't go out. As if, died inside. The little boy was furious. He stared at the room. If he hadn't sensed the presence of someone inside, he would have thought that Chen Qingtian had sneaked away. 10 days, a full 10 days, does he know how I got here in these 10 days? How can anyone not go out for 10 days, my god, I'm going crazy. Living in a tavern for 10 days is what Chen Qingtian can do. Don't go out. Really don't come out, eat, drink and scatter all on it. Doesn't he know that living there earns a lot of money a day? All you spend is your own money, heartache. My money. It's really gone. 10 days, it costs a lot of money. He waited another 5 days. Chen Qingtian remained silent. The little boy was about to break down, and he wanted to give up. Continue to wait, no results. That person really doesn't intend to go out. Waiting for so many days, the little boy smelled all over his body, and he even hated himself. Grit your teeth and wait, cannot give up. I have waited for 15 days, don't care about a few days. 15 days have passed. Exactly 1 month. The little boy was about to collapse, his spirit was on the verge of collapse. Someone can be so calm and stay alone in the room without going out. Eating, drinking, and laughing are all on top, he is too nerdy. No. I'm going crazy. I'm going to trouble him, damn it. Lousy can't bear it. He was mad. For so many days, he has been unable to determine whether he is alive or not. Persisting until now, he thinks it is a miracle. He moves forward, at any cost. The door opened. That person is out. No longer live. Check out, come out. The refreshed Chen Qingtian greeted the sun with a smile. The long-lost sun is dazzling. 1 month, good perseverance. Muttering to himself, Chen Qingtian walked outside. Behind, followed by a little boy. Ragged, unkempt, and covered in dirt. The little boy who didn't clean up for a month was on the verge of collapse. When he came to the alley, Chen Qingtian was stopped by the little boy. Stop. The little boy drew out a small knife and threatened Chen Qingtian. Turn around. Chen Qingtian turned around obediently, and looked at the little boy, a kid with a big fart, who actually drew a knife like a man. Looks good, doesn't match his age. The short man, Chen Qingtian saw that he needed to bend over and look down. Condescending. Hey little man, are you calling me? Little man. Little man. Roger was furious, his red eyes showing murderous intent. He was very angry at first, but when he heard this sentence, he became even more angry. He was provoking himself and humiliating him. What did you call me? Word by word, furious. Roger is going to explode, this man. He dared to call me a little man. Little dwarf, can't you? Little dwarf, you are already short. I don't call you dwarf, so what should I call you? To ridicule, to tease. Roger was angry. You are the dwarf, your whole family is dwarf. Lousy's name is Roger, Roger. Gold Roger, remember Lousy's name. He, hockey introduces. Chen Qingtian lowered his head and patted his head, and said indifferently, Oh, Xiao Luo. Your mother told you to go home to collect your clothes. Go back quickly. It's late. Be careful your mother beats your ass. Go back, little boy. Your mother is calling you to go home and do chores. You. Roger was angry, he was looking down on him. Damn it, die for me. Knives are fragile. Chen Qingtian snapped lightly, and the knife broke. Then he lifted Roger by the neck like a duckling. Roger hit indiscriminately, his fists and feet out of reach. It's just pointless struggle. Let go of me, bastard. I told you to let me go, asshole.